Yes, sir, we promised you a great deal of tonight.
Andre, the China Hulkamania is running wild. My God, what a run! It's not our world is watching.
Good evening. Pardon me, I'm dying. Good evening, everyone. Phil Jackson here, subbing once again for Frank Bruno, who is off to find himself in the wilds of parts unknown. Actually, I made that up too. I make it up every week. Don't you guys know by now that I literally have no idea where Frank is? He's probably out in his sweet Dodge Charger, getting more prostitutes. Wow, I can't talk today. I have completely lost all confidence in my voice and in my tone and my conjecture. And you know what? We're just going to get right into it here. We've got NXT Dallas 2016. NXT Takeover Dallas 2016. Jesus, I cannot talk today. This is one of my most favorite takeovers of all time. We start off with an FTR match, and it only gets worse from there because it doesn't get better in FTR. We've got Amy Vaughn here today with us, and we absolutely love Amy Vaughn in any way, shape, or form. So without any further ado, away we go.
Some Rhode Island sexiness.
And here we are. That's what Anthony seeing his tribute. What'd you think, Anthony?
You wanted Rhode Island sexiness. You got Rhode Island sexiness. The hottest, sexiest man of Rhode Island, me.
I'm gonna go with no on that one. But...
Yeah, okay. Okay, great. Fine. It's gonna be a long night, Phil, and I got a lot of things in my back pocket waiting for you. And and Antonio, don't think you've been sitting there quietly without Bill's jersey or Bill's hat on right now. It's gonna make me go any easier on your ass tonight. James, I'm giving you a pass for now.
Wow.
And Bama, oh hell, you know what can I say? What can I say about Bama that hasn't been said before? And of course, Mama Bear, Amy. Hi.
Hello.
Amy, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How about you all?
I clearly can't speak tonight. I am stepping all over my words and just tripping over everything. And it's like I've never done this before.
I will say, you talking about Frank's sweet Charger. I got to ride in it last week.
Yeah.
It is very nice.
How many white stains did you have to avoid?
I think he's a very good driver.
Oh, I understand that, but he does other things in that vehicle that you might not want to know about because.
Oh well, I nothing was sticky, nothing was concerning. So.
Well, I mean, he probably pays a professional to clean it after each one of his nightly prostitute adventures. His goal is, since he's gotten that Charger, is to cram as many prostitutes in there as he can, like a clown car, and then when they're done, they all just pile out. So I guess afterwards he sends it to get it detailed out, or whatever the case may be. Adam from Bama, Honey Bomb Bama Sweet Bun, Jesus Christ. Dude, you're coming off location from where? Yosemite National Park?
No, we are at Greensport Marina in Asheville, Alabama.
Cool.
Doing a camping weekend with the kids.
Is that a Father's Day? Is that a tradition or?
Well, this is her request that she wanted to do for her birthday, but I can throw in Father's Day. That's on me because I love this stuff.
So how does Father's Day work in Alabama? Because I know the dynamics of family are 100% different than anywhere else. So you might be someone's father, but you also might be that person's nephew or uncle. So how does that work?
We just celebrate it all at the same time. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Uncle's Day, Aunt's Day, all at the same time.
Just throw it all one day and just call it a
And
day.
your wedding anniversary at the same time, so it's all good.
Say hello to your
Yeah,
mother.
wedding anniversary too. Exactly. Yeah, I like that. That's great.
We got James Sorensen, my MVP from the marathon. Dude, how are you, sir?
I am absolutely blessed. I got to spend the day with my niece and nephew today. Got quite a bit of sun. About as red as Antonio's face every time he gets smacked by any women that he thinks he has a chance with. No, just getting more and more excited for September this year. Everyone's excited for Nashville. I'm excited for Top Guy Weekend.
I'm not sure if I'm getting old and I'm hard of hearing or not, but I could have sworn when I asked you how you're doing, you said you were absolutely flaccid. Is that correct?
Blessed.
Blessed. Oh, okay. All right. We'll give it to you. And finally,
No,
El Franco
But-
Grande. El Franco Grande. That is my new favorite. Frankism is what we're going to call your nicknames there. Antonio, sir, what are you doing? How are you?
doing good. Took my mom and the brothers out for a ride all day today.
Oh yeah, you got a new car too.
Yeah.
He, unlike Frank, is classy about it. He doesn't show 87 pictures of it every day. He doesn't, send us sound recordings of him revving the engine or pick up prostitutes. He's classy about his car. He actually named it after famous Mexican wrestler Silver King. At least that's what I wanted him to do when he asked what he wanted to name his car.
Is it really hiring? Is it really hiring hookers if he's just giving them meth for trade? Because I know where Frank lives, and I know the meth heads of Westerly, Rhode Island. I know the area. He might not be exchanging cash for service, but
Again,
So
I
that
saw
Chris-
no bikes, no bags, no nothing when I was in
You
the car.
haven't met a real meth head. You haven't met a real meth head till you come to Alabama, son. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, wait a
We
minute,
grow
got
meth
some in
heads down here.
Kentucky Now.
So
I wonder
Go
if Frank, when he goes in for the deal, will like, you know what El Franco Grande is? You're about to find out.
that's it. He needs to get that plastered like as a bumper sticker on the back of his Charger, El Franco Grande. Let's make it happen. So I already know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, Amy. NXT Dallas Takeover 2016, one of the greatest takeovers of all time. Why are we watching it today?
the
3 reasons. 3 reasons. Number 1, FTR. And American Alpha. The match is absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Number 2, Finn Balor. Bless his heart. NXT was he was magnificent in NXT.
We'll get into that later, for sure, I'm sure.
Bailey and Asuka.
Yes.
That match, not saying anything about anybody else's match, but again, Asuka is a gem that they don't know how to use. And I just think those 3 definitely with FTR number 1, but those 3 definitely, I think, were some bangers of matches. And when I was watching this, kind of go back over it, it was like, oh my God, this is what I wish I was watching now.
Right.
Wrestling, the
Right.
matches, the packages, the people coming out, being introduced, not losing your first freaking match when you're on,
Nope.
when you're
What do
introduced.
you no?
Oh,
What I was going to say
What
was,
do you
this
mean?
is like-
What do you mean by
What?
packages? Wait a minute. What do you mean by packages?
Oh,
video packages
Oh,
they put on
my bad.
recaps.
My bad. Because I know how some of the ladies in AFS are about Finn Balor. That's what I was asking.
Okay, well,
Randy,
he is
Randy's
magnificent.
absolutely gaga for Finn Balor. It's a shame she couldn't make it here tonight.
Have you seen him? Why would you not be?
This,
guys,
Amy, I do have a question. Did
Yes.
you control yourself when FTR came out the other night? When
No.
you went to your show.
You,
no.
hey, Anthony, push.
Oh, okay. I wasn't fine. I wasn't there. I didn't have to tackle her. I'm sorry. I did not have to tackle her.
I will
Yeah,
tell
right,
you this. Again, I won't talk too much about Webster. Number one, Brock Anderson and Brian Pillman, sweet guys, sweetest guys. FTR, Dax said that he really enjoyed coming on to the watch-alongs with us. I said we love having you. Cash, he's on my hall pass list.
Nice.
So there's a letter. Is there a letter?
Okay.
But anyway,
Guys, we have a bar here, boys. We have a bar.
We're not talking about.
I was able to
Cesaro
contain
and
myself. I did not go to jail, and there were police everywhere. Right? There were police
Yeah.
with me. I was very
Yeah.
I was in control.
So we'll give everyone a second to get it pulled up here. Get on your cock. Season 3, episode 1 of NXT Takeover.
Not that cock.
Is prepared and ready to go.
Not mine either.
That's a different kind of videoing.
Not my 7-foot pleasure.
That's an Antonio video right there.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Antonio's
short
private video.
story is what that is.
Oh!
Antonio, control yourself, Cochino.
What's that, James?
What?
I said, Antonio, control yourself, Cochino.
Oh, go smooth yourself.
This is my peak, I think, wrestling fandom in the last 7 years is this era of NXT. I mean, say what you want about AEW. I love AEW. This era of NXT, I was so excited for every takeover, every NXT. I never missed NXT, more than the main roster stuff. And then when they switched over to 2.0, I'm not going to lie, I've not seen a single second of NXT 2.0. Not one. It doesn't seem like the same product to me. I'm sure they have some great matches and some great people, but when Triple H left and everyone was gone and he got rid of all of his guys, they literally rebranded the whole thing and made it a shell of what it used to be. And I can't. It's like taking away part of my wrestling fandom and water it down. I don't know how else to describe. I don't want to be a downer though. So I think we're ready to get going here. If everyone's at all zeros, 2 hours, 15 minutes, 44 seconds is how long this is going to run, which is going to be over in a minute because there isn't a bad match on this card.
That's what your wife says.
So if you would like, Amy, please give us a countdown and we will track the intro.
All right. I'll say 3, 2, 1, play. So 3, 2, 1, play.
You fooled me the first time. I thought, are we playing now?
I did too. Nice job, Amy.
Premature.
Amy, I like Anthony more than you. Don't hate me.
What?
Do you blame it? I'm a hero. I'm a hero to children and small animals alike.
How can I not take offense to that?
Let's hear this.
I'm sorry, Amy. I said that backwards.
You're my baby boy.
You're my favorite. I said he owes me a steak.
Yeah.
So I'll get a 96 pounder.
If you can eat that 96 pounder, I'll buy the entire table dinner. How's that?
Where are we going?
All right. That's a challenge.
Can I just say in this intro to Dallas, did you not love seeing the Vaughn Eriks, Tully Blanchard was on there? It's the Sportatorium. Like, that was cool.
It's beautiful. Like, again, peak wrestling NXT fandom. I love this era of NXT.
The talent is, again, this was peak talent coming in, working together. All those names that you'd heard, and they're here, and their matches, and they're really good. And I don't mind diving, whatever, but some things are a little bit more too choreographed that I enjoy. And so just watching these matches and watching them.
Yeah, this era of NXT. So I'd say
we won't stop tracking it there. I'm already too pumped up. I forgot this is also Shinsuke Nakamura's debut match, which I remember I knew nothing about Shinsuke Nakamura
Same
at
thing.
all
Yep.
came into this, and I watched his match. Sami Zayn can have a good match with anyone. He's in that same level as AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. Sami Zayn is such an underrated performer, and his stuff going on right now with the Bloodline, fantastic. And
Sami Zayn had an amazing match with Johnny frickin' Knoxville. If that does not tell you about his skill and his ability, nothing will.
No,
That
his
was one of
match
my.
was his match
that
was
was
way
one of
better
my.
than.
Okay,
It
tell
makes
me
me-
what's your numbers. I feel like am I behind y'all?
we are 2 minutes 40, 41, 42, 43.
40. A little bit behind.
Where are you at?
But no, I'm at 242.
Amy, you good?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're staring at a picture of FTR again, aren't you? Or is
They are getting ready to come out. So.
Or is it that Arnie Anderson autograph? That's sweet, sweet autograph.
Amy, are you staring at the FTR picture I gave you?
Oh, I tell you what though, I did get a sign. I did get. Now they didn't sign my name because it was kind of rushed at the end because I was towards the end.
Oh my God!
Aren't they beautiful?
Beautiful, absolutely. You know,
look, Brock said to Amy,
but not to my Amy.
There will never ever have to be a DNA test to determine whether or not that is Arn Anderson's kid. Ever.
Never. Oh my God, that's him.
Brian Pillman Jr. I actually saw him at the last Top Guy weekend in Chicago. Once everything was over and done with, and they kicked us out of the ballroom prematurely, might I add, because they didn't know Tony Khan was coming and they wanted to shut us down. We all went out to that foyer.
Yep.
Sitting out in that foyer, smoking a joint, might I add, was Brian Pillman Jr. Hell of a dude. He didn't sit out there very long, but sweet, sweet guy.
I may be the only one who thinks this, but I like Shorty G here. I like Chad Gable with short hair versus the long hair. I'm not a fan.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I love this revival music. Like I love their.
Oh yeah.
I make fun of me and my butt. I've got a couple friends here. Their song always starts with "We Go Hard," and so every time there was a revival match, I'd get on my little chat and go, "All right, guys, we're about to go hard. We're gonna go hard for the revival. Let's get hard."
I go hard all the time.
And the matches that Dax has had on AEW lately, that
otherworldly,
has to be a contender for wrestler of the year at this point. Even though he's a tag guy, he's had amazing shit going on this year.
His match with Ospreay the other night was top notch.
Absolutely.
I liked his second chop in the corner.
Yes. He deserved it. That was the tweet.
Yes.
He deserved it.
Yeah, that was hopefully.
And by the way, tomorrow, Father's Day, my Father's Day gift to myself is GCW in Providence, the GCW debut of Will Ospreay.
Oh, cool.
So I'll be seeing Ospreay wrestle live for the first time ever.
Ask him how it felt like to get chopped like a bitch from Dax.
On TV.
And Rhode Island National Treasure, Sex God.
Thank you.
I never got to see Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestle live, so this.
No.
But
your age. I would have. What are you? 21, 22?
24.
24. Okay, so yeah.
25 at Top Guy Weekend until this last WrestleMania. I was there, up in the nosebleeds, live for his last match.
What? Tell me about it, man. That must have been an absolute thrill.
I hadn't planned on going to WrestleMania. I had a friend that was nice enough to get me a ticket. It was nosebleeds. It was way higher than the ticket that he got me, but I sat next to these two gentlemen that they were there for a wedding. They actually live 2.5 hours east of me, but they drove down to Texas to have a bachelor party, and they had the entire a good 12 seats booked, and no, it was just two guys, and they were like, go ahead, sit with us, no problem. And I sat down right in front of the Jumbotron, Titantron, just watching the entire first night of WrestleMania 38.
See,
It's been so long since I've been to one. There's nothing like being at a WrestleMania.
Never been.
Last one I went to was 18.
If Michael McClanahan were on here, he said I was in second grade when that WrestleMania was on.
Yeah. And I'm a college professor now. God, Mike. By the way, Mike, I know you've been listening. Congratulations. That is just awesome news. I love hearing good things happening to good people. And Mike McClanahan being a college frickin' professor, living his dream. God bless that kid. Love him so much.
I say this all the time, but Michael McClanahan makes me feel bad for swearing. He makes me feel bad for saying dirty jokes. He's like, he is like, I've never ever thought I would meet a wrestling fan that seems like he's too pure of a human being to be a wrestling fan.
And he says, oh my God, I'm bringing my mom to Top Guy Weekend. And I'm like, oh, I want to say it. I can't.
I know you do.
I cannot wait to meet Mrs. Big Money Mike. Mom, of course. I am Big Money Mom. I am buying her her drink at Top Guy Weekend. She's an amazing lady.
There's a line of people that want to buy her drink so we can get drunk Mrs. McClanahan.
Well, my drink will have a roofie in it, so.
But that's expected for you, man. It's just how it is.
Well, are you all watching this absolute magnificent?
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely magnificent.
And I love though, like within the first minute, they're going back and forth, and Chad Gable's trying to pin. He wants to win. We're not screwing around and doing whatever. I will say this: throughout this match, you'll kind of start seeing a little bit more of it now. They are the epitome of a heel team. Look at this.
Yes. Did you see the tag from the outside?
Yep.
They did that to distract the ref to go in there. That was beautiful.
And if you watch Cash, he does it the most.
Yep.
And there's a little bit part where he's under the ring. He's grabbing his legs like they're trying to, later they're trying to flip Dax, and he grabs Dax's legs to keep him from. I mean, it's just.
Can I add something with American Alpha? I see more of Steiners with them than Harlem Heat. A little bit mixed of Harlem Heat.
I feel like they have their own style of their own, which is why they work so well. I mean, I think if you could pick somebody to compare them to, that would be closer to Team Angle than anybody, just because of their wrestling backgrounds. But I mean, they're just such a smooth team, and I know Kurt Angle's son being in the ring right now. Well, not in the ring, but in the match. It has a lot to do with how well this match goes, because Dave Meltzer never ever gave pardon me, Kurt Angle a bad star rating, apparently. Is that?
But he never gave him 5. Yep. He never gave him 5.
Never gave him 5, but he never got below like 3. So
but
we all know how we feel about Dave Meltzer.
Well, one thing about what you were saying, James, the Steiner brothers were collegiate athletes too. So I mean,
yes,
you're right. I mean, and the power, especially of Jason Jordan. Not that Chad Gable's not powerful, but having that collegiate background and definitely those power moves that they do, I definitely see the Steiners. I mean, just constant. Look at this, just constant moving. They want to win.
What I like. Go ahead.
I was just saying the Steiners, and I retract from the Harlem Heat, but like Steiners and.
Oh, I love that. Did y'all see that?
Yep.
That was good.
Yep.
Sorry. See, look, now he's back in. Causing havoc. Sorry.
Eminem.
What I like about any match with FTR is that a lot of people, they'll watch matches now like with like the Young Bucks or whatever, and I'm not shitting on the Young Bucks, but they'll say that there's too many false finishes. Oh, yes. They're not going to win. FTR, when they're in a match, they make me believe that false finish could actually be a finish.
But their false finishes is like a headbutt from 800 feet.
Yeah.
And somehow dude kicks out. Like that. That's the kind of false finishes. I love seeing these constant flips and where they're countering the moves and, they get their shoulders down. But, some of those moves are jumping off ladders and doing backflips off of them. And the person kicks out in 2. It's like, my God, that you should be carted off at this point,
Well,
not anymore.
Look at that backhand. Did y'all see that?
Speaking of fluent wrestling, that's gonna happen event coming up.
Ooh, watch this move.
I love it.
Oh.
These ready? I'm about to make you guys jealous. Ready?
No.
About 3 weeks after this event took place, NXT did a weekend loop in Lowell, Kingston, Rhode Island, and Albany, New York. I went to those 2 shows. At the Kingston, Rhode Island show, American Alpha and FTR had a match better than this.
What?
Better than this. I timed it because I wanted to see. I did a little experiment, see how long they would be able to go on a house show as opposed to a TV match. Sure. 35 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
Brandon, Amy's getting hot at you. She's burning.
30. If I had known Amy back then, believe me, I would have put her up in the palatial estate. I'd have Airbnb'd her for the weekend. That's all the code.
Sorry, guys. Only you, Anthony, can say the phrase, I'll Airbnb her for the weekend and make it sound dirty.
I remember the last house show I went to was when the Revival was still there. And Chad Gable and Bobby Roode were teaming up. And they had a tag match against each other. I think they went as long as 30-plus minutes. Probably the best house show match I ever saw.
So I actually got to see a world title match, NXT world title match when they did a loop in St. Louis with Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger. And it was probably the best. They were having a bit of a feud at the time. And it was better than anything I'd watched on TV on the takeovers. Bobby Roode hit his DDT for the finish, and Ty kicked out. And for a second, because they've had the NXT Championship change at a house show once before, believe it or not, with Samoa Joe and Finn Balor after this takeover.
In Lowell, I was at that one.
Yeah. And I thought, oh my God, we're going to see a title change here. This is going to happen. I mean, it didn't. But they made me believe it was gonna. It was such a great match.
James, what are you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I've only been to two. I didn't go to wrestling events as a kid, so my first 2 events I went to by myself in 2019. One was a SmackDown, April 23rd, 2019. It was the build-up to Money in the Bank that year.
Wasn't you a kid in 2019?
I was going to say, where was it?
And it was in Lincoln, which, ironically, I'm going to my first Monday Night Raw this coming Monday, taking my mom out for her 51st birthday.
Oh.
Wait.
Now, I called you out on this last week, and I'm still calling bullshit on this. You're not taking your mom out for her birthday to Raw.
Did y'all say, are y'all
there's a Raw that just happens to be on her birthday that you're going to.
Oh my God!
Well,
oh my God!
I'm sorry about the interruption, guys. I had a phone call. I ain't had one phone call all day long, and as soon as I want to start recording, I get a phone call. I mean, it happens all the time.
You're a popular man.
But the second one I went to.
What's your tracking number? I just make sure.
I'm at 16 minutes, 3, 4, 5.
God, this match is flawless. This match is freaking flawless.
It really is.
But back to my point. Back to my point, though.
Sorry, James.
The second one was in Omaha. It was a house show. The main event of that show was New Day with Kofi Kingston as WWE champion and Big E and Xavier Woods versus Randy Orton and the Revival. The way that match went down, We were cussing out Randy. We were cussing out FT, the Revival. It was just electric. That
Randy Orton, in my opinion, and this will never ever be taken away from me. He's one of the top 5 best of all time.
Yeah.
Thank
It took
you.
me a long.
Thank you.
It took me a
Thank
long
you.
time to get to that spot. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, granted, he's always been good in the ring. Like, you could tell day one he was going to be something big, but it took him a long time for his mic work and promo skills to catch up with him. But now it's to the point where, like, people say his matches are boring. No, they're not. They're boring. They're methodical. That's his style.
He's one of those guys that won me over.
Yep. And, the fact that he's from St. Louis, helps a little bit in how much I love the guy. But
So
it was actually real quick. This is a funny story. And I actually had a little interaction with him with Twitter about this. This was years ago. Somebody ding dong ditched Randy Orton at his house. And, Randy, he was an early adopter of those cameras on the doorbell. So, he actually posted a picture of the guy's face and said, if anybody can tell me who this is, I'll copy tickets the next time we're in your town. And, a week later, like, I kept wondering about it. I'm like, did that guy ever get caught? So I messaged him. I'm like, did they ever catch the son of a bitch, the ding dong ditch dude? He said, oh, yeah, one of my cop buddies paid him a visit. It was absolutely hysterical.
But but those are my 2 big time wrestling events that I attended. I've gone to a few.
Ooh, I love that.
So Jimmy, how old were you in 2002?
That was great.
God, what, 4?
He was.
Well, I'm sorry.
He was 4.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that how they turned a pinning predicament
Wait, what part of
the ropes into a pin of their own?
What part of 2002?
About April.
I hate him so much. I hate him so much. I hate
He
his.
was 4.
I both
going
love.
on 5.
No.
See, here's
5 going on 6.
See, I love it. I both love and hate James so much that when I buy him his steak dinner, I hope he enjoys it. But the last bite, I hope he chokes on it.
Oh.
Yeah, my first wrestling event I went to was the first SmackDown after the brand extension, the first one.
The draft. Yep.
Where Hulk Hogan came back in his red and yellow.
Nice.
I got to see The Rock wrestle. I got to see Angle wrestle. Got to see Jericho. It was everybody. That was my first one.
So,
No.
do you guys think Chad Gable will ever, quote unquote, get his flowers as the thing goes?
Yes, I think he's getting him right now. I think he's actually where they want him to be. The shoosh thing is so stupid.
Shush, please.
It's so stupid, but guess what? I freaking love it. We found he's got the gimmick. Now that he's got the gimmick, the in-ring work can now speak for itself. Shorty G didn't work out. The whole, hey, I'm an Olympian, blah, 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 didn't work out. This shoosh thing, I've got sons, I've got nephews. They all shoosh each other. and again, say what you will. That's what the younger guys have caught on to it.
Sure.
In my nephew, who's in the 7th grade, him and all of his friends, whenever they're talking shit to each other, shoosh.
There we go.
That says
A
something.
little bit of fronty
Oh, I love this move.
And then when he talks to Otis, he's like, "Look at that face! Look at that face!" That's what I said to Antonio.
I didn't think.
Did you guys see at the very end? Like, they still made it seem all the way to the last second, even though they got the win. That there was going to be a save there. It was just a half a second too late.
Exactly.
You saw him dive on there as he hit 3.
And again,
Guys,
as heels, they're constantly, they didn't plan those save moves, and, grabbing, I'm going to call him Dash because I don't remember which one he is here with the Revival, but, like grabbing his arm and kind of pulling him out of the way and all that stuff. That is in the moment, how to make us, heels to be. Look at this.
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna say this right now. Next Sunday, if they win, and bear in mind it's a winner take all, AAA, Ring of Honor, IWGP. If they win, can we call them the greatest tag team of all time?
Oh yeah.
Why are we not calling them that now?
I am calling that now.
No, Aiden, I'm glad you asked. Here's why we're not, because there is such a freaking stigma about this era of wrestling, in that it's not real. It's all flippy dippy. I don't think that guys today are treated with the reverence that they should be, and they will be 10, 15, 20 years from now.
Right.
But I think the fact that they are around today, which is technically not a golden era for tag team wrestling, I really think FTR solidifies themselves as the greatest. I am sorry to the Hart Foundation. I'm sorry to Tully and Arn. I'm sorry to the Rockers, the Hart Foundation, Demolition. If they're able to win the IWGP Tag Team Championship and, oh my God, wrestle some matches in Japan,
Oh, look at that.
they're the best. Go ahead, James. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'll put him higher than Bret Hart and anybody he's ever been with, because Bret Hart ain't that great.
Whoa, hold on.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Bushi!
I don't know.
Ibushi in the ring.
Okay, that's it. That may be another jab at JD. Love you, JD, if you're watching. But that's mostly a jab. But Antonio,
Number
my
one.
number one, SmackDown ring announcer. No,
Number one.
So my first, like I said, my first wrestling event that I went to was April 23rd, 2019, and there was a kid that was in Road Warrior costume. That was dressed as Road Warrior in a costume. He didn't have. I sat with him and his dad. They didn't have any wrestling. He didn't have a wrestling replica belt. I gave him the belt. A week later, he sends me this.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Wait, whoa! You gave him what kind? You gave him a real belt? A replica, but one of the big ones?
Yeah.
All right, James. I'm sorry, guys. James, any strikes you've had against you are wiped out. James is better than every single person on this thing, including me, and that's saying something.
I missed the first half. I meant to mute my microphone and I hit the back button, so I missed the first part.
He freaking gave a replica belt to a kid. That's dude.
He gave me a Horseman jacket. James did.
Adam, do you want to explain what I gave to your son?
Whoa.
Well, I can tell him what you gave me, but we might get kids off YouTube.
What, a cocktail wiener?
Every time I see Bailey on my screen, all I can think is, I can't wait for Bailey to get back.
She was
in
the ring.
Look at this.
Of the four,
yeah,
of the four horsewomen in the ring, she's the best.
And I say that.
Buddy Mike would disagree.
Can I say something about Asuka?
Yeah, what's up, Antonio?
Like, when Asuka was in NXT, Triple H and all of them treated her like a legit athlete.
Badass.
And like now, I mean, I listen to Cornette all the time. He mentioned like the way Asuka presents herself is like a stereotypical Asian, like. But yeah,
We
they
just
treated
saw
her better than
Baron
NXT. Than
we just saw Baron Corbin's his match is coming up. NXT Baron Corbin is my favorite Baron Corbin.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
Not even an argument. Not an argument there.
When he debuted, it was like a cold debut. He was just standing in the ring and he was facing Juice Robinson. That's what he's called now. And
CJ Parker.
Yeah, and he lost in like 35 seconds. And they got to the point where every time there was a Baron Corbin match, the crowd would start counting 1, 2, 3 until he did at the end of days and it was done. And Amy, I might have said this last week or the week before, but I've always had this thing, and I used to say it like every episode or two or every other episode, that Baron Corbin's end of days was the most protected finisher in the business. Nobody kicked out of it. If he hit it, that was it. He was done until the most recent WrestleMania when
Drew McIntyre.
Yes, exactly. And I will tell you, the moment that happened, I knew it was going to happen, and it did. As soon as he kicked out, I probably got at least 7, 8 texts. Well, Phil, there goes your end of day stat.
What about Austin Aries? I don't know. I mean, where is he now, or what's going on with him?
He's part of CYN, right?
Yeah, I think he's part of that group now.
Oh, is he? Okay.
I met him in Dallas.
Oh,
very, very, very intellectual individual. Like,
Oh my God! Did you guys see that big fat guy picking his
Very-
nose? I kid
No,
you
I
not.
was
It
that?
was-
Wait, was
Don't
that?
you
Was that?
stop talking bad about Frank Bruno for God's sakes.
Look at
I
his
was gonna say,
intro.
stop-
Look at his Baron Corbin intro. It's so great.
Anthony,
Yeah, I
I
love
thought
it.
I thought that was Antonio that was picking his nose.
Hey,
What's that? Who?
I thought that was Antonio.
Well,
The
I
other
mean, we,
thing that I like about this, I mean, we'll see it throughout. The champion comes out last.
Yep.
You know, and again, it just that showing you that this is the most important. You know that they earn that right to come out last.
Who the heck? Who is that?
oh my God. What
What
was
is
that?
this saying at the bottom? Phil needs to feed his kids. Brandy needs to feed the dogs. What is this?
He bring
Well,
Every day.
her dogs for her.
Oh, buy her-
Oh,
It's a-
buy
it's a-
our merch. My bad. I'm sorry. I kept missing that last part. I kept seeing Phil needs to feed his kids and Brandy needs to feed the dogs.
by the way, speaking of merchandise of Top Guy Theater, would you believe my wife will not let me wear the Frank Bruno shirt in public?
What?
Aww.
I think Frank is okay with you not wearing that in public either. He forgot it. He was going to wear it to Webster when we went last week, but he forgot it. Thank God.
No, I'm
at his
gonna,
house.
I'm gonna buy it for Top Guy Weekend. I want to wear it there.
Oh, God almighty, I'm bringing it. Holy Toledo, I'm bringing it.
Yes.
Bless Frank's
Speaking of-
heart.
Speaking of
So
mating,
Amy, you know Anthony Pires, whenever him and his wife are having relations, he makes his wife wear the Bruno shirt so he can look at the Bruno shirt while him and his wife have relations.
No, actually, I wear the Bruno shirt so she can see Bruno, so she can see Frank
Wow.
Bruno. That guy, I'll tell you, I love Frank. That guy is like Spanish Fly. If I wear that shirt, I know I'm scoring.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying that.
Amy, last time you
Amy,
were on
Amy,
here-
don't tell Shannon I said that.
text her right now.
Amy, last time you were on here, I actually wasn't on here, so I didn't really get to chat with you on the show, although we chat off and on. But since your last visit, you are now making that sweet, sweet Conrad Thompson money. So
Oh, yeah,
how is
forgot
that
about
working
that.
out for you?
Well, for me, it's working out good. I am taking it slow. I've got a few things in the pipeline working on, and I really appreciate just the confidence that it is a couple top guys that they hold in me, and
Hey, bud.
I am it's a really exciting avenue to go down, and so I'm really excited. I am working at StarCast. I am going to be manning the First Family Mortgage vendor booth.
Nice.
So if you are at StarCast, yay, come see me. I would love to say hi. I know there's going to be so many people there, and if you've got money needs, I guess you could say, and you have a house, maybe come talk to us and let's see what we can do for you.
Nice.
So, but it is doing well, and I'm lucky enough to where I am not necessarily full time. I still have a main job, I guess you could say, and that they're very good about helping whenever I call or when I have questions, because I'm obviously not doing it, day to day.
Right.
And it's a wonderful company. I really do enjoy his parents and the other people that work there. They have been very helpful, and will help ask questions. Coach is also involved in that too, and so
Yeah, we know.
We'll bounce some things.
No one cares about Coach. You're the better
Yeah.
one.
Coach likes to remind us of that stuff.
But
on a
he's very
daily
helpful
basis.
too. So we're licensed in most states. So if you've got some needs, come let us know.
Oh, I
If
have.
we can't help you, we'll tell you what.
Oh, we have needs. We have needs.
I have needs.
I should have. You're right. I opened the door
Amy,
for that one. That
As
was
soon as you
you-
said the phrase
Amy-
coming down the pipeline, Anthony's like, oh, I've got needs for that.
Oh, yeah, hell to the yes.
Amy, you just unlocked Pandora's box.
I know. I
They
totally
should take this
deserve every bit of that. I opened that door. My bad. Oh no.
Put
that
Conrad,
down.
Now, did you get to go to the Conradison?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
But I did go out to dinner with him one night with Conrad. He's very nice.
Speaking
He
of
looks like a big teddy bear.
He is very nice. He's very, he's a very busy man. So I was very happy to I feel like a peon in his grand scheme of things. So the fact that he took a little time out and he talks to me is very nice. Yes.
Now, did he give you,
Amy, you're an equal, not a peon.
Do what? What did you say,
You're not a
James?
peon.
Are you a peon?
Oh, well, I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of his, empire, I'm down here.
No, I said you're an equal, not a peon.
And you're so sweet. But I'm okay with being,
No, a peon is Anthony. Antonio.
Whoa! Be very careful where you are talking, young man.
Exactly.
Let's make sure we got this right.
Wait,
National Treasure Sex God. I meant Antonio, not Anthony. I meant
Thank you.
Antonio.
I thought I heard Jimmy say he wants Amy to pee on him. Ew.
When we had Conrad on the show, we had attempted multiple times to get the man on here, and that ended up being for us the busiest recording day of our lives because all in that same day, we started with Conrad Thompson, then we went to Josh Chernoff, and then we ended it with Eric Bischoff. We had 3 separate shows that day, and so Conrad. We were going to record like early that morning, but everyone was in because it was Conrad. I think it was 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and it might have been earlier. But he messages me the day before and says, "Hey man, can we do this earlier? I got to record with JR really early that morning." And of course, everyone was in, so he actually got up earlier just to be on the show. He was on for an hour. We watched him. We watched Eddie Ray from Halloween Havoc. We watched ECW. Had a great conversation, but the fact that he was willing to even though he is super busy, take one more hour out of his sleep schedule, out of his day to be on the show with us and honor that commitment was awesome. Because I fully expected him to say, "Hey man, I'm going to record with JR. I can't make it." No, he was still in.
But you know what, too? I don't think we have all of this top guy slap nuts or going on down if Conrad wasn't a fan. If he didn't really care about the experience that the fans were having, then we wouldn't have anything that we have. We wouldn't have the watch-alongs or the people coming on and again, just to get to talk to them.
Yeah, this show wouldn't exist without ad-free shows and Conrad Thompson.
I would not be armed by Amy.
I actually thanked him after our marathon because, the marathon was a brainchild I had back in December, and it's going to be an annual event now. But I realized after it was over, it's like the only reason this ever even existed was because of the ad-free shows community. Everyone pulled together. Everyone chipped in. Everyone visited. It was a great experience. And I'm like, so I think I got on Twitter and I said, if without ad-free shows, without Conrad, we would not have raised this $4,000 for the organization for autism research.
And congratulations! That is just amazing. That is so wonderful.
I was blown away, but the fact that even happened was because of Conrad Thompson and ad-free shows. So
think about it. Yep. Also, you know what came up in my memories on Facebook today? A Zoom we had with Tully Blanchard.
Woo!
I mean, that was a year ago.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yes. But we're talking. I mean, where else are we going to talk to Tully friggin' Blanchard?
Exactly.
Come on.
I'm happy that Tony remembers me by last night. He told me to shut the fuck up. I forgot what I said, but he was like, "Hey, Antonio."
Well, I mean, he's not wrong.
So
a lot of them are.
No, but
I've heard not great things about Austin Aries as a human being.
Yep.
I mean, I've enjoyed his work in the ring. I don't know his whole story. I just know that apparently everywhere he goes, he's very difficult to work with.
Extremely.
Yeah, because I watched it was an Impact pay-per-view, I think a couple years ago. It was him and Johnny Impact. Johnny Impact won the Impact World title, but Austin Aries didn't sell it at all.
As I think by the time Impact scores the pin, and he's sitting there like he gets off and he just kind of like stays on his knees. by the time they cut up, Aries is already on his feet, walking gingerly to the apron, walking out like nothing. He didn't care.
And it was flipping off the crowd too.
Yep.
Man, that kind of leads me into this whole. That's almost MJF levels of obviously people think this Austin Aries thing that was probably legit, but this MJF situation. I mean, we haven't heard a peep about it since that giant MJF style pipe bomb. And
guys, may I tell you what's the time cue right now?
I am at 37 minutes, 17, 18.
Beautiful.
18.
Yeah.
Yep. So what
Thank
do you guys think? Are we going to see MJF? Is this a giant work, or is this what I think? And I keep saying this was a work that worked itself into a shoot.
I mean,
if
Tony was smart, he would pay MJF that money.
I still think in the grand scheme of things, this is a work, because if not, he wouldn't have been on television.
Right. I think it was a shoot. I think the trouble that he was having, the contractual issues.
That was a shoot.
What was a shoot? I think they resolved it. He goes on TV, cuts, because there is no way that they let him go on TV.
At any time during that promo.
And I think right now I think Tony Khan was, I think the guys are working with him at Discovery Plus saying, yeah, we're not going to have him on the show. I think it was a shoot. Everything that happens now is a work, I think. I have no inside information.
I think you're 100% right about that, because, again, bottom line, if that were a shoot on the mic live, they would have cut that mic like that.
Oh, yeah.
Phil, you seem surprised that I was right. Listen, let me tell you something right now, Phil, if that's really your name, Phil Jackson. I am right 115% of the time. Oh, we're going to say, I'm sorry, you look like you're going to say something.
I was actually. Believe it or not, Phil Jackson is not my birth name.
All right, before I go, what is your birth name?
Well, Phil is my birth name. Jackson is not my given last name. I don't want to tell you what my original last name was, but here's a quick story. I do not know who my real father is. No idea, right? So when I was born, my mom had already divorced her second husband, but still had his last name. I had no relation to that man either, but I was born with that gentleman's last name. Fast forward to almost 14 years ago. It'll be 14 years in 10 days that me and my wife got married. When we married, it was my idea. I decided to take my wife's last name when we married.
Get out of here.
Because, I knew we were going to have kids, and I did not want my kids growing up with a meaningless last name that had zero meaning, that they can't go.
Cool.
I can't be like, well, this, blank last name. Let me tell you about our family tree. No, it's not there. So I wanted them to have a last name that they could relate to and that they can grow up with, that actually meant something to them and wasn't worthless like I had growing up.
Phil, that's amazing, brother. That's amazing.
Yeah, amazing. I had an entire anti-Phil Jackson rant prepared, and now I will come up as the biggest jerk in history. So, Phil, that's awesome, dude. That's freaking awesome. Now I got to rack my brain about a rant.
I always keep one of those good stories about myself in my back pocket just for situations where you're about to be a dick to me.
Anthony,
Anthony,
if you want to go on a rant, talk about RJ.
No, I'm not going to talk about RJ. I'm going to tell you what I am going to talk about. The goddamn people at the Kickout crew. Listen, seven guys with absolutely no life think that they are the hottest thing, including you, Adam from Bama. Okay, listen to me. About 2 weeks ago, Brad Stanton, who I respected, who I enjoyed, who I somewhat tolerated as a human being, goes on his goddamn show that about 19 people listen to every single goddamn week, and he goes on there and tries to imitate the Rhode Island sex god. He goes out there and tries to think that he has the juice to be me, he has the voice to be me, he has the looks to be me, which no other man has. He goes out there and tries to be Anthony Pires. Listen, pal, I'm going to tell you something right now, Brad Stanton. I understand a rebuttal is coming my way. Adam from Bama, I don't want any spoilers, but I heard a rebuttal is coming my way. Brad Stanton, you try to be me again. Let me tell you what's going to happen to you. I am going to run verbal train on you. I am going to go to your house, all right? I'm going to break into your house late at night, and I'm going to put on a pair of night vision glasses I got on the back of Soldier of Fortune magazine, and I'm going to tiptoe up the stairs while you're in bed with your alleged wife, and I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to take pictures of you and your alleged wife in bed together while you're trying to pleasure her, which we all know you can't. And I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on Enemies of Brad. I'm going to put enemiesofbradstanton.com. Username not required. Password not required. That, my friend, is how you get revenge. That is how you come after someone, and that's how you get revenge. Brad Stanton, you keep my beautiful visage, my beautiful voice out of your mouth.
Wow.
That's all I got for now.
Wow.
It's a very good point. You said something about 19 viewers, because ever since we did that invitation to you, that's when the viewership dropped. Very good point.
You know, we got Nakamura versus Sami Zayn coming up.
Oh, by the way, sorry. I say 19 viewers. I say 19 viewers. I know coaches are going to come after me on that one. So,
I'm sure 100% going to track Shinsuke's first ever entrance in NXT because it's epic. But
please do.
I think while we're waiting for that match to get going, it is time for our weekly annual TGT group chat quote of the week. This week's quote is from yours truly, Mr. Phil Jackson, and it is, doesn't he bedazzle his balls too and call them the family jewels?
I've been slacking. I don't know what I've been doing. I'm slacking on the group chat.
Oh yeah, there's a lot worse in that chat too.
Yeah, I go through, and what I do, if anyone is curious, because I'm usually the one that picks those out, I don't look at the names of what's there. I will go through from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, and I will just mark, that's funny, that's funny, that's funny. I won't even look at the names. And once I pick whichever one I think is going to work the best, then I go back and find out who posted it.
Yeah. But Anthony.
Yes, sir.
I think it was Brad. I think his daughter had her last recital either today or yesterday.
Last recital?
Like a dance.
Yeah, she's going to college.
Oh, that's very sweet. Funny story about recitals. I have a bunch of nieces and nephews. Luckily, I have two sons. Never had to go to a dance recital for my sons. And I had all of my nieces were involved in dance or gymnastics of some kind. And I love them all equally. Bella, Chatham, Stephanie, Caitlin. If you're listening, which I'm sure you're not, I love you all equally. And they all do dance recitals and things like that. I have never once been to a dance recital. I can't do it. I love you all. I will listen. And when the dance recital's over, I will buy them dinner, maybe just the dessert. I will buy them dinner and treat them because Uncle Tony is Anthony. Amy learned that little odd quandary last week. But I will buy them their dinner. I will love them. I will cherish them. But there's no goddamn way I am ever going to walk into a dance recital. Now, 2020. My niece was going for her final dance recital in college. I have a bunch of nephews. My favorite nephew happens to be Caitlin's brother, and it was his birthday. Now, I always treat the kid well. I've taken the kid to Patriot games. I've taken the kid to dinners. I treat this kid like gold, and I love the kid more than life. So, Uncle Tony, you know what I want for my birthday? I want you to take me to my sister's dance recital. And I'm like, goddamn fuck. How I hate you for doing this to me, but I will do it. But about 2 weeks before, COVID hit. So thank you, COVID. Woo! And it got canceled.
You punished the kid and take him to Patriots games? That's not even nice.
I want that because Adam, I wanted to see the kid. I wanted to see the kid happy. You think being a Buffalo Bills, you think taking him to a Bills game is going to make him happy? Oh yeah, you know something, Antonio, great. Terrific. How much happiness have you gotten in the last 30 years Scott Hall. How much happiness have you got in 35 goddamn years of being a Bills fan? You weren't even alive. Their glory days, the Buffalo Bills glory days, happened to be 4 straight failures in the goddamn NFL the Super Bowl. 4 straight. God, Tom Brady has almost lost as many Super Bowls as the Bills have been in, for Christ's sakes, without the Bills ever winning one.
I can't argue with you.
And I'm gonna, and because I'm a nice man, I'm charitable, and because somebody pointed out the fact that I use the phrase "I bought a copy of We Are the World" too much, I will not do that. I'm just saying I'm a nice, charitable human being. I donated to Top Guy Theater. Antonio, just for you, and I told you this privately, Buffalo Bills come to Foxborough. I want you to come with me. I want you to sit in a real stadium amongst real fans, eating real food.
Hold on 1 second.
I
don't want to interrupt you. We got to absolutely track this Shinsuke Nakamura.
Go ahead. Sorry. Yep.
And then you
to
can
be
go back
continued.
to the rant.
To be continued.
But this is amazing. Here we go.
Phil, I know we're tracking. What do you think of the shorter hair of Sami Zayn?
I like it.
Here it comes. I'm sorry. I love this. This moment gives me goosebumps.
Yep. Absolutely.
Is this the first time we've heard the song?
First time.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought so.
This is the first time we even saw him in person in NXT.
Yep. Here we go.
That's hilarious. Listen to him. I love how Sami smiles. You know, like just
yeah,
it's going to be a good match. You know, like
I love how he's introduced.
Yep.
He knows.
If I'm not mistaken, this got match of the night, didn't it?
I think
as well.
So I'm pulling my age card again. I was 18 when Nakamura made his debut.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I've had, really. I was on my second marriage and second kid. No.
Okay, so Anthony, go ahead with part two.
Part two. Listen, Antonio, I want you to enjoy yourself at Gillette Stadium. You will not. There is no threat of you being hit by sex toys, sex dolls, used lingerie, methamphetamines, 5-year-old cocaine. You will not be harmed in any way, shape, or form. We will make fun of your looks, which, no offense, is worthy of being made fun of. But I want you to enjoy yourself in terms of just quiet, having a nice time, eating some real food as opposed to as opposed to those buffalo wings, which were invented probably in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Whoa! I put the stock in the buffalo wings. Don't trash our buffalo wings.
Wow.
That's all you've got. Your
Buffalo's all they need. Buffalo wings are a national goddamn treasure. Don't don't disparage the good name.
National Sex God. Can I enjoy it? Can I partake on this experience with that you're offering to Antonio as well?
Can you get to Boston?
Don't ask him that. He will. He'll drive.
Antonio, when's the game? Because I don't even bother checking the schedule. I know we're going like 14-5 this year, 14-4, 14-3, and winning the Super Bowl. When are you supposed to come up? Is it December?
It's like late November, early December is when our.
It's a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Baby boy, I'm not letting you drive in there in the winter time in New England. No, you ain't going.
I'll fly.
I'll drive him. I'll drive him.
That don't make me feel better.
I'll fly and then let him drive me.
Okay.
I will pick you up at the airport as long as it's the Providence airport. I ain't driving to Boston to pick your ass up. But yes.
Providence is a very nice airport. It's easy to get to.
Just remind me when that is, but yes, I will.
I'll take you up on that.
I can get the ticket. I can get the extra tickets. To
cut in and answer your question from earlier, James, at first I hated long hair Sammy, but long hair Sammy, grizzled, like outback looking Sammy's
almost homeless looking like Antonio.
It's growing on me. Like I absolutely like Sami Zayn now. I think this version of Sami Zayn, they have the Johnny Knoxville fighting, the Bloodline team, best version.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think that WWE was ever really going to give him an opportunity like they have, and when they finally gave him something good, he fucking ran with it.
You know, I really was night one of this year's Mania. I was hoping they would have put the Knoxville Sammy match and the Pat McAfee Theory match as on the same night as well of night one.
Nah, that would have kind of ruined
it.
it.
Instead of Stone Cold, yeah, let's do that, jackass.
Yeah. Don't you dare talk to James Sorensen that way. I am protecting him. All right, James, you are under my cone of protection. Don't you talk bad to him.
I'll keep the corn cob out of his rear end. You think he's messing me? We'll keep the corn cob straight out of his
any corn cob up James Sorensen. James Sorensen is mine, baby. Don't you be talking about like that. That's me. You're insulting me.
We were talking on Zoom the other day. He farted and popcorn shot out of his butt. It was pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
That was him. I missed that.
Was that during Top Guy Tuesday?
Oh, did you see that last night? Did you guys see the arm drag by Sammy right there? That was Ricky Steamboat.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
This match, even though it was Nakamura's debut, this is why I love old school NXT. They actually made me think Sami Zayn was going to win this match at multiple points. I'm like, well, I mean, again, I didn't know much about Nakamura. I knew he was a big deal, but I'm like, wow, Sami's going to beat him in his first match. I mean, it's a good outing, but I really, in a few moments, thought Sami was going to win.
Because of this match, because of Nakamura, I got into New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I can tell you last Saturday, Amy was not my witness because she was fast asleep, snoring her brains out. By the way, she snores big time in there. But in the other room, I'm watching Dominion at 2:00 in the morning straight through. That's what Nakamura meant to me. That's what he did for me.
Check this out. So I never seen or heard anything New Japan Pro Wrestling prior to Nakamura, much like you, right? So when they announced on NXT that Nakamura was debuting, I asked my friends, I'm like, who is this Nakamura guy? And they're like, oh, it's New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, is that a big deal? Did anybody good come over there? And they're like, is that a big deal? Is that a big deal? And they got me into New Japan Pro Wrestling, which eventually got me into Kenny Omega, Okada. So if you're out there and you're watching James Quello, fuck you, because Kenny Omega is a badass in the ring. And I would have never even known to look for that kind of stuff if it wasn't for Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah. He opened a lot of doors for me.
Mention on this, going back to why we like this, they're selling.
Yes, absolutely.
Like Sami Zayn gets hit in the head, he like goes and he's in by the turnbuckle, kind of like shaking the cobwebs off. Yep. That's what you're supposed to do. If someone kicks you in the head, not go do your move.
Perfect storytelling, Amy, is what you're trying to get.
Yes, I mean.
Speaking of which, hey Phil, so who do you have a bigger man crush on, Mr. Anderson or Kenny Omega?
Oh, Mr. Anderson, by far. As a matter of fact,
wait a second.
I am wearing my Mr. Anderson merch. Nice guy, good class. Thank God I'm an asshole. It's so funny that you brought that up. I could use that shirt. So here's the thing, and I don't know why Quello has made this fascination with me liking Kenny Omega into a big deal, where he trolls me about it all the time. I know people don't like Kenny Omega in this style. I do like Kenny Omega in his style. Is Kenny Omega the best promo guy in the world? No. Is he probably one of the best in-ring performers, top 5 today, not of all time, today? Absolutely. For me, for my money, right now, in the world, AJ Styles is the best wrestler on the planet. Most people would say Daniel Bryan. Some people say Kenny. I say AJ. And, Kenny Omega in my top, might be in my top 10 of all time. But, just because I like to talk about his awesome matches and go, wow, that was a great move, or wow, this, or I have my Kenny Omega Shamburger right there in the background. It was actually the first cheeseburger I got. It was actually a present. Quello just likes to just drill me on it. So let me set the record straight for the 100,000th time. Kenny Omega is not my favorite wrestler. I'm a big fan of his. I love his work in the ring. One of the best workers in the ring today. Not my favorite wrestler.
It's kind of funny because we were chatting the other day. I'm actually, I think, a bigger fan, and nothing gets said to me. I told you his name, where he lived, and everything, and when he started New Japan.
Yep, on our group chat, Quello was giving me again about Kenny Omega. He was like, well, why don't we watch Kenny Omega have that match with a doll, a 9-year-old, and we'll comment it. I'm like, I said almost the same thing I literally just said. I'm like, Quello, I don't understand your fascination. I don't know Kenny Omega's real name. I don't know where he was born. I don't know how old he is. I don't know where he got his start. I don't know when he debuted in New Japan. I don't know any of this stuff. I like him. He's a regular wrestler, but he's not my favorite wrestler. And then Adam's like, oh, here's his real name. Here's how old he is. This is when he debuted in New Japan. I'm like, son of a bitch. Quello, what are you now? Are you giving him shit about it? No, he didn't.
So
I tried to jump in and save you. I tried.
I know, but go back to this match, selling. They're selling every move. Like the knee right there. It looked like Nakamura had to put some effort to getting that knee in because of stuff in the rest of the match. And again, people hate the Young Bucks because they're tag team style. They don't sell a lot of stuff. It's hit or miss with me. I'll watch a Young Bucks match the first time and go, holy shit. But then I'll think it back through my head and it was like, man, they could have sold this better. They could have sold this better. Young Bucks matches are more of a spectacle than a match. They're impressive as hell. Absolutely impressive. You can't take that away from them. But
I have a question.
They need to tone. They need to sell a little bit more and put a little bit less emphasis on what they're doing as far as like stunts and spots.
Nice belt.
Absolutely.
So
gorgeous.
It's not a belt. It's a title. Belts are a pants.
Goddamn, pal.
So I got this from.
I'm sorry. I had to.
That's so funny. And
So
if you look at this sequence that's going on right now, I might be a little ahead of y'all, but they're outside the ring. Yep. He hits them. He throws them back in the ring because he needs to pin him. They're not fighting out on the outside, wasting time. Like the object of the game is to get the pin. And again, I appreciate that very much. I understand what you're saying about the Young Bucks. I definitely, you have to appreciate the theatrics that they put on in the ring. But it's very choreographed.
Yep. And
you have to have all 4 or 6, 8, whoever's in there participating versus some of the others who, they're, again, like I talked about Cash and Dax, Cash is looking for any opportunity to interfere. Those things are not planned out ahead. You just know that's what you got to do. So, the Young Bucks are missing that element a little bit because it is sometimes like everybody's trying to get their stuff in.
Yep.
Because then you're not selling. And so then it kind of takes that away a little bit. And if a lot of the matches are like that, and sometimes you get that way sometimes watching AEW or some, like you're not getting these. These classic matches that, from Dallas that we're watching. There's only 6 on the card. Mm-hmm. There's no bathroom break.
5.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's only 5.
The Young Bucks, they're a little too choreographed for me. It's like too much paper. Like we got to do this, and this. It's just too choreographed. They're great. Don't get me wrong. Especially Nick Jackson is amazing. But it's just a little too choreographed for me.
You know, people like to equate Kenny Omega to the Young Bucks style-wise, but if you watch Kenny Omega match, there are little nuances in what he does and how he does tell a story in the ring while getting his shit in, while selling the match. Here's the difference. The Young Bucks, in order to put on those kind of matches, have to be in a tag team. I'm not saying they're not good individually, but to get that kind of style out, they've got to work as a team to get their shit in. Kenny Omega, you'd have matches like that in singles. He had that tag team with Heyman, Adam Page. That was match of the year against the Young Bucks. Fantastic match. I just, Kenny Omega is kind of like a hybrid of the newer theatrical style, but still has just enough of the elements of selling and telling an in-ring story. His match, his world championship match against Page, told a story beginning to end. And not only did it tell a story beginning to end, but it culminated in a 1-year-long storyline.
So I have a question.
Sorry. That was so cute.
By the way, this was textbook as to how to do that forearm exchange thing.
Yeah.
I love one of the things I love New Japan. One of the things I hate about New Japan, AEW, WWE is when they stand there and like, here, hit me in the chin.
Yay.
Boom. Oh, boom. Yay. Boom. These guys are fighting. There's a way to do it, and these guys are doing it.
And we have a legit busted nose, that you would get in any of these moves that are happening.
So I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So everybody has belt preferences and all that jazz. This one, I got this from Global Treasure, Pondwater Dave, of the IWGP Heavyweight title that they no longer use. Do you prefer this version? How they have the names on like this, or do you prefer the newer version that they currently?
That one, the one you're holding right now, far and away. I don't like the new IWGP World Title belt. The one you're holding is a great belt.
Yeah, the other one is like a butterfly divas looking belt.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. It's exactly what I thought.
You mean Money Mike's favorite style?
Yep.
And let me correct me if I'm wrong here, guys.
Oh my God, that armbar.
Just my personal opinion.
Absolute counter to what I say again. Like trying to win the match. Like he countered it, and now he is desperately.
He's got his interlocked hands. He's trying. They're telling the story.
Exactly. This is drama. Like he's doing everything he can to get that arm because he knows.
Look at that! Look at that!
This is great shit, pal.
This is
such good shit.
But going back to your belt story real quick, I think now in AEW, belts feel more like participation trophies than belts. They've got the what is it? Mid-Atlantic.
All Atlantic.
Belts, hold your pants up. They're titles, damn it.
Here's the thing. They're saying like this belt represents everyone in several hundred countries. Isn't that the world title? The world title represents the world. Right?
Yeah.
It's like they're going to have the trio titles. They've got the women's championship. They've got the other women's championship. They've got the TBS championship. They've got the mid all-Atlantic bullshit whatever championship. They've got the world championship. I'm sure they've got the tag team championships. Now they've got Ring of Honor belts in there right now because there's no actual Ring of Honor. It's like every person has a fucking championship.
And this was, I thought, what Tony Khan was trying to avoid.
Okay, so you know what? So WWE currently uses the design they've been using since 2014 for all of its titles. What they need to do is bring back this luxurious title for that instead of that universal title.
Look at him selling. Look at Shinsuke in the ring reaching for the ropes. He looks like he's going to pass out.
I know, and again, that was a counter. That's how he, that's how Sammy got into this move. It was a counter move, and
right here, I thought Sammy was going to win. Until this.
Doesn't this look like and scream prestigious?
Yes, 100%, James. That's the classic.
This is why me and Amy get along so well. We love pure wrestling like this right here. Pure wrestling.
James, I absolutely hated it when they spray painted the belt in 96, 97. I hated that.
So,
That
fun
was the
story,
point.
actually.
That was the point.
Fun-
You were supposed to hate it.
Actually, fun story. So, when I got this signed, Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, X-Pac title, Kevin Owens was not impressed. I actually asked if I could get it spray painted, and they told me I wouldn't recommend it because there's no guarantee that it would look like it did.
Yep.
And this is two-tone, not gold. Like, this is a two-tone.
This is better,
Title.
Jimmy. This is better.
Who did
Yes.
you ever beat?
Oh, I'm with you, Antonio.
Wow.
And I like the red one too.
Yeah.
All right. Get Arn to sign it, and then just
Oh, I
give it
missed
to
the
him.
movie kick.
I do have one signed by Arn.
Here's a move that almost broke John Cena's neck. Oof.
Yeah, I'm probably going to bring this to Top Guy Weekend so Arn can sign it.
Well, I still have that Tony Schiavone worn 1996 long sleeve Nitro.
Oh, yeah.
That it's sitting in my closet, still doing nothing because I don't know what to do with it.
Wear it to Top Guy Weekend.
I wanted everyone to autograph it when I wanted a Top Guy Weekend, but I didn't have a cloth pen, a floating pen.
Sure.
So when I go this year, I'm going to take that and have everyone autograph it.
Awesome. I'll do it.
Should have auctioned it.
Amy?
Marathon.
Yes.
After I have everyone sign it. That's
There will be
actually what I'm doing.
there's going to be a surprise for you at Top Guy Weekend.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Is it cash?
Better not be your cereal.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
So, hey, Phil, you're talking about getting somebody to sign the shirt. I took my, the Sanders Bears t-shirt, and I got most of the guys to sign it, and I wish I would have got Martin Nielsen to sign it.
Oh, yeah. Maybe,
But I had all them guys to sign it, and I didn't get a chance to get his.
Oh,
But
that
maybe-
hurt.
maybe, yeah, I can't say it. May he collect all those belts in heaven.
Absolutely.
I wish I got to meet him in person, but I got to interact with him a little bit online.
Mm-hmm.
I met him.
Amy, so you know that jacket you wore last year at Top Guy Weekend
Yes.
that you got so many compliments on?
Yes, I did.
That was actually one of two that I have, and actually I want one of them signed by everyone from Ad Free Shows, from the hosts.
Oh, that'll be cute. That'll be good. Look what I'm going to get signed. Hold on. Let me see if I can
Wait,
get
Jimmy,
it.
did you call them all hoes?
Hosts.
You said
Oh.
hoes.
HOST.
Look, I'm going to have Arn said he would sign my slam buddy.
That looked like
Is that-
Conrad, though.
That's
Is that
adorable.
Macho Man?
That looked
That
like
is Arn
Conrad.
Anderson.
That looks like Macho Man.
No, it looks like Conrad.
And we get your ears checked and cleaned.
That looks like Macho Man. I'm sorry.
Well, wait, Henry's not here, Jimmy.
He's got a full head of hair, though. That can't be. Macho Man was going bald. And it was like,
So was Arn.
Oh, and Arn wasn't going bald his entire life?
Listen to this. Coming from the expert of bald, the Rhode Island.
I am not bald. I am not bald. I am not bald.
like Arn is going. I thought about bringing this with me to Webster, but I didn't want to have to carry it in my luggage. I just.
No.
Wait,
I
Amy,
was no.
Wait,
I'm glad you didn't.
Why is there a hole at the bottom of it?
Kinshasa!
Oh, what? Terrible.
1, 2,
3.
3.
Terrible.
I'm sorry,
I
Amy.
also have what did I do with it? I have JR's Slam Buddy.
It's crazy when you first joined AFS, Amy. You didn't have
Uh-huh.
nothing. When you first joined AFS, you had nothing in the background except for a couple pictures.
I know. Now I rearranged. I did a bunch of rearranged some things the other day.
Amy, you're welcome.
What?
I said you're welcome because you have stuff in the back there because some of it's from me.
Yes, because right here, my jacket's right here. I keep that on my chair so I can wear it as needed. My horseman jacket. Yes, thank you very much, baby boy.
I'm about to order. It's probably going to be my most expensive order on these pictures. All 3 members of the Shield individually. You know, I don't care if I either get a Dean Ambrose or John Moxley, either way. But I want autographs of all three of them holding world championships because they've all been world champions. And you cannot say that the Shield, individually and collectively, probably haven't had more impact on wrestling than any other
Macho Man.
Oh, I like it. I like that Macho Man.
Let me tell you something about the let me tell you something about this Macho Man. This was given to me by a buddy of mine in 19. This is not a rant. No, this is not a rant. I'll let you know what's coming. This was given to me as a Christmas gift by a friend of mine in 1990. This thing is still, and I've wrestled this thing for years. This thing is still in pristine condition. So,
man, I wish
that's when they did that in Ultimate Warrior, right?
Yep. It was Warrior, Hogan, DiBiase, and Savage as the wrestling buddies.
Yeah, I wish I still had my Hulk. I remember I had a Hulk Hogan wrestling buddy.
Yep.
Where were you? Were you even, James? How were you? -7 at that point. How old were you?
Yeah, it's actually not even a glimpse.
I was gonna say, I don't even think were your parents even out of high school at this point. You know,
Amy. Actually, my dad was born in '53. My mom was born in '71.
Got you. So they would have been out of high school at least. But what year were you born?
97.
97. So he was -7.
My wrestling buddy.
That wrestling buddy is older than James.
Anthony, what I was gonna say was, I've been to two houses where they had kids who were wrestling fans. I found one. They're both Ultimate Warrior wrestling buddies. One was kind of beaten up. The other one, pristine.
Ooh.
Let me ask you, Jimmy. Did you walking in your parents' bedroom and watch them wrestle?
Yeah.
There's JR. Everybody's got their slam buddies.
Sassafras.
I don't have a slam buddy, but you know, Shinsuke's leaving the ring right now to their iconic theme music. Antonio, I know you know this. I don't know if anyone else has the game or has played it, but it's so awesome that in WWE 2K22, when Nakamura comes out, the crowd is singing along to this theme song.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
But Antonio, no, not my parents, but I've heard things that I wish I wouldn't have heard.
I mean, I didn't mean to go that way, Jimmy, but it'll try to make a joke.
Look at Sammy; he's about in tears in the ring after that.
Yeah,
match.
this was his goodbye, right? This was his swan song.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came up shortly after. Yeah.
And then immediately got injured.
I was going to say, he has been up there for 6 years. That is crazy.
Oh,
what did he get?
Yes. No, yeah. So after this, yeah, he goes up. He gets called up to the John Cena U.S. Open Challenge for the U.S. title.
And then he gets injured in the match.
No, I thought it was before the match when he was he was.
Yeah, it was on the way. He put his arm. Yeah, but he still did the match.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Go ahead.
He got introduced by Bret Hart. Sorry. Shout out
I
Justin.
want people to stop and think about a few things here. So I'm going to go ahead and I think it's time.
Please, Phil, you showed us that enough already.
I think it's time to be filled. So there's a big haha funny LOL thing, much like the TNA LOL stigma, that nowadays, whenever someone's called up from NXT, their career is basically over. They're going to be turned into a joke, a laughing stock. And that this man doesn't give NXT people the same opportunities. And people from NXT don't do well. I want everyone to stop what they're doing. Go look at the rosters for Raw and SmackDown right now. Guess what? The majority of those people came from NXT.
Yep.
And yes, they have a Shorty G. Yes, they bring people up. They changed LA Knight's name to some name I can't remember, and he's a model now. It hasn't wrestled yet. And people come up and they don't really seem like they're going to be the same star they are. Like Walter, they changed his name to Gunter, and now he's up there, but he just won the Intercontinental title. My whole thing is there's a joke on the Matt Hardy the pod, let it play out, let it play through. But sometimes that's an actual thing that really needs to be done to give them a chance. I want everyone to look at some of this stuff here. I was just talking about the Shield. Collectively, the Shield has probably had more success than anybody else from NXT combined. Look at other world champions that came out of NXT. Big E, world champion. Finn Balor, world champion. There's more. I'm blanking out here, but my whole point is,
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, people will go, Rhea Ripley. But people will shit on somebody and go, oh well, this person came up from NXT and they haven't gotten a chance. Like a Sami Zayn. What is Sami Zayn doing now? He's in high profile matches. He was in a Johnny Knoxville thing. He's in a great storyline. Just because you're called up from NXT and you don't have the same name, or you don't have the same title, or you don't win the championships right away, or even in a couple of years, doesn't mean you're not going to be utilized properly or in a way that works. Finn Balor, he's the leader of Judgment Day now. And, yes, he's only won the world title.
But how long did it take him?
Yeah, but people keep saying, oh, Finn Balor, he gets shit all over. You know how many times Finn Balor has held a title or been in a championship match? You don't have to be a champion to be a big goddamn deal in wrestling. Finn Balor has been in probably more high-profile matches in the last couple of years than he has. How long was his NXT run? About a year and a half?
Seth Rollins come from NXT.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I was talking about the Shield. Kevin Owens just main evented WrestleMania with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Who? Right. Nobody else gets to say that. That was Stone Cold's last match. He got that on. So
I just hate the name changes. That's the only thing I don't like.
Right. I do too. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not understanding why the name changes.
It's simple because mainstream wrestling audiences, the casual fan, don't watch NXT. They aren't like.
Well, we learned that. We learned that.
Exactly.
Yep. And he wants to own the name too. He wants to own it.
WWE doesn't cater to us, the people that are on this show, or ad-free shows people, or people that are really into the lore and the behind the scenes and the purity of wrestling, or however you want to call it. They're into the people that are sitting on their couch flipping through the channels and like, oh, isn't that wrestling on? Oh, I gotta watch me some Roman Reigns. And the kids, especially kids, they don't care about what happened before. They care about what's happening now. So regardless of what you think of how someone is booked when they're first called up, doesn't mean it's a death sentence. Doesn't mean you have to like it, but don't automatically assume that they are screwed over, that they are less than right off the bat.
They missed the boat with Killer Cross, though. They really missed some Killer Cross.
Yeah, I'll give that. That's an exception.
Well, it's an exception, but let's be honest with you. Killer Cross, Keith Lee, Tyler Breeze. I'll even say it. It's going to break Amy's heart. The Revival.
Yeah.
So you're telling me the Revival didn't have a championship tag team title match at WrestleMania?
What does?
But they did SmackDown and Raw champions.
Yep. But they didn't do anything.
Seriously, what does that mean in mainstream WWE? The tag team title today.
It means nothing.
Fair point.
I love them. I love them. I swear to God, I want to curl up on a blanket made of FTR matches, but they were not. Hell yes, I did. But they were not treated well by WWE at all. By the way, Asuka's coming to the ring. Frickin' Christ, she won the first Royal Rumble.
Do not tell me they're misusing her. Do you know how many times she's had WrestleMania title matches? Do you know how many times she had the championship? Do you know she won the Money in the Bank? She's she won the Royal Rumble. She's a multiple-time women's champion. The only thing she can't do is cut a promo, and that's just because of the language barrier. She can speak English. She just has a heavy accent.
See, I don't think she can't cut a promo. I think they want her to lean into the act. I think they want to play her as the stereotypical Japanese.
Look,
And I love Asuka. I love Asuka. I just don't think
they're making her a big deal. They're making her Becky Lynch's nightmare.
Yeah,
they've gone down that road before, though.
Yes,
I could watch Becky Lynch and Asuka wrestle even longer than the Top Guy Theater marathon. I just don't think they've used her well.
Can I say something? So right now, it says principal owner of WWE Stephanie McMahon on the screen. Now, the interim CEO.
Yeah, that's what
I wasn't going to get into that today.
I think we should.
Here's the thing. I've got a main event matinee planned next week, and that's where we talk about all things current wrestling. So I'm going to keep that in my back pocket, and we'll discuss that live on next week's main event matinee because there's so much to cover on modern wrestling. What's that?
Are you sure it's not Vince in your back pocket?
Oh, that's it. That's it. But
he'd rather have them in the back pocket than you, Antonio.
Yeah, but the whole point is I thought about bringing up the Vince situation or as it pertains right now, but it doesn't really apply a whole lot to what's going on. And I know sometimes back and that's fine, but it's literally a whole show by itself.
By the way, the match we're about to see, top 5 women's matches of all time, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And Bayley was in 2 others, the Iron Woman match and the Brooklyn match. Bayley is so freaking good.
See, I can't talk about the Vince McMahon thing because I signed the NDA, so I can't talk about it.
What do you think
Bayley,
of what do you think of Anthony's take on Asuka and Bayley being in one of the best women's matches?
Top 5 right here.
Yeah, I agree. Their match, and then Sasha and Bayley, and then Becky had a good match also.
So one thing we have never gotten, and I would love to have just once, is a 4-horsewoman fatal 4-way at WrestleMania 4 times.
Right.
All 4.
Yep.
We've had 3 of them.
Yep.
We haven't had all 4. And do you know what was missing in that match for the that we didn't have?
Bayley.
Sasha.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Sasha.
Let's bear in mind, she was the match you're talking about happens the next day. Bayley does not get the credit for the fact that after Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte left, she held the fort down, and by God, did she kick the mother bleeping ass.
I just hope that belt's sanitized.
Hey, you can say fuck on this show. We cussed.
I'm sorry, I had to say it.
I don't like swearing in front of young people like James. I really don't. He's a young man. He probably just got his driver's license. I think he just sprouted some pubes for the first time. I'm not sure. I don't know.
He doesn't need a driver's license.
So let me ask you guys.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead. Heel Bayley.
Wait.
Both.
Hold on. I say both of your asses.
That's right. So I said the driver's license. I'm like, shit.
Killing us at the same time.
Well,
okay.
You know what? I heard a rumor that James last Top Guy weekend only had his learner's permit. So when he came back to pick me up, there was a licensed driver in the car. So that's how he was able to save my life. That's all. I appreciate you saving my life, but you only had a learner's permit. No big deal.
Phil,
so with that being said, Adam's steak is on you then?
I'm not buying Adam a steak. Screw him. I'm buying you a steak.
So,
and I'm buying my guest a steak because my guest is one of my 5 heroes in life.
Well, can I say something? I'm sorry, I had to step out for a minute. My parents actually came over.
You're fine.
But I wanted to say I love how they did the video package between Asuka and Bayley and all the other ladies talking about being their component and what to watch for. It makes the match bigger. It makes it feel like that everybody in the back is watching because this is going to be, you just don't know who's going to win. And like, I love how he talks about being in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if she hits you, she hits hard, or, you know, whatever they were saying. Like, it says, again, it just makes it feel so much bigger.
What's crazy is people assumed this was Bayley's swan song and she was going to the main roster after this. No, it was, I think, 4 more months after this before she went up, because she had another match with Asuka. And I think she also did she have a match with Ember Moon before she came up as well? I think.
So.
I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, all I know is Asuka, when she had a record reign, she never lost that title.
Nope.
But I'll tell you. Good. I apologize. Good.
I'll just ask Hot Bama Sweet Buns.
Where'd you go?
Oh, he's doing something.
I can attest. Hot Bama has sweet buns.
Hey,
Amy, you're breaking my heart.
One night in Jacksonville.
Hey, I want to know all this detail. Come on. Come on, exclusive TGG. What was said in Adam's ear?
No, honestly, I was just talking to Adam about Brandy's makeup choices. Brandy's very big into makeup, and she had all kinds of different varieties, and she had bought some stuff specifically for Jacksonville. So, you know, I was just telling Adam how the names were pronounced. I wasn't, but I didn't want to scream it because the house had like 8, 10, 12 people in it. So I was trying to be courteous to everybody. I was a guest there.
That's like saying Pirates is. That's like saying the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl again.
You know what's cool about this match? If you look at it, Bayley's face more than anything tells the story of this match, because she's the champion. But from the moment she got in the ring in this match, despite the fact that she happened to be in the match, there's concern on her face.
Exactly.
The entire match, because you've got this bulldozer in the ring of Asuka, and no one solved the Asuka problem. No one knows how to beat Asuka. And it's great because, spoilers, Bayley loses this match. I apologize if I spoiled a 6-year-old match.
God damn it, Phil.
But the match that happens after this, their rematch, there's a completely different Bayley in the ring.
Yep.
She's aggressive. She's hardcore. She goes right after Asuka. Asuka slaps her and she screams in her face. It tells a story, and I love it. I love how wrestling keeps telling stories in the ring.
So would you say she evolved her character at the next NXT match after this one that we're currently watching, and then took 3 years later for her to evolve again?
Yep.
From the Bayley Buddies to the role model.
Love heel Bayley.
Right.
Becky Lynch and Bayley were the ones who were able to take their characters and evolve them. I love Sasha, I love Charlotte, but they are essentially the same character that they were at the end of their NXT run.
Yep. And here's the thing: heel Charlotte and Sasha, face Charlotte or Sasha, same person. Same, they act the same. The only difference is the opponents. They're the exact same person.
I mean, let's not put over Charlotte for ego purposes.
Oh, I never said anything good about her.
I'm not putting her over. I'm saying she has not evolved.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
You said you liked her. I'm like, that's putting her over.
But you know what? Going back to Charlotte, I mean, like, she's a great character. Like that. I'm better than you, and I know, and you know it kind of attitude, and that she can,
I'll give her this much. She's a lot more talented than MJF.
I say this a lot, and I hate saying it because I know Michael gets an erection when I do.
Yeah, I feel a snowstorm coming from the south right now.
Charlotte is definitely one of the top 5 greatest performers in the ring of all time.
Sure.
She can tell a story. She's great in the ring. She is not successful just because she's Ric Flair's kid.
No, not at all.
Doesn't help? Absolutely. But I think if they started doing intergender matches in WWE. She would be top of my list. Top of my list of someone that can hold her own against any male in the WWE because she's that good.
You mean if they brought it? You mean if they brought it back?
But you know what? I don't know if I want to see. I don't know if I want to see that because there's so many talented women.
Yeah,
she could be wrestling. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about.
Yeah, and I agree. And here's the thing: they did the intergender stuff with China, and it kind of actually fucked China's career in the long run because China had Intercontinental Championship and matches with Holly and Jericho and all of that, and then they put it back in the women's division. How the fuck is she supposed to lose in the women's
And they were doing divas. They were bra and panties, and so exactly that. I mean,
that shit.
She had to wrestle them to be able to showcase anything.
Yeah,
the women were just not there. That's not what they were looking for in their women's division. But now, I think. It would be a shame to lose Charlotte in the women's division to do more intergender. If that's what I'm just saying. If that happened.
By the way, look.
Go ahead.
Look at the guillotine that Bayley's trying to get on her right now. I believe they are struggling. I believe they are fighting their asses off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
I called this top 5. Anyone want to argue? Give me 5 matches better. Give me 5 women's matches better than this.
I might be able to, but it'd be hard.
The main event of 35.
No, I was that match disappointed me. The ending was flat.
I didn't think it was bad. I mean, it was great.
Oh, I thought it was good. It was a good match, but better than this? Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
I can say. I'll give Rose and Britt Baker lights out match. Definitely top 5.
Sure. That was good.
Bayley Sasha, takeover.
But you know what, though? The concept of the lights out, I think that's a gimmick. I think that excludes it. I mean, if you want to talk about top 5 wrestling matches.
Oh, yeah, we just go wrestling. We can take that out of it.
That's what yes.
Anybody doesn't have a single one because their women's division is, aside from a few people, still really flat.
Right. Well, but I think if you take out the gimmicks, again, you have to be able to wrestle.
Yep.
To have, you can't rely on the gimmick of the match. And I'm not saying that wasn't a good match.
Right.
We want to talk about 5 of all time. Then I really think they all come from NXT.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Trish Lita.
They're good, but they're not the level. I mean, if they were to start wrestling now, if they got in the business now, as opposed to back then, if they were born 15 years later in life, and they were in NXT, they would be absolute. They'd be put on bangers too, just like they are now. But it's a different style. It's a different time.
Exactly.
Athletes are bred differently. They train differently. There's all kinds of different technology. Do you think they had CrossFit back in '97? No, they didn't have CrossFit back in '97. It's an entirely different style.
But I would put Trish Lita over this.
James, no offense. I'm going to tell you this.
Match?
Historically speaking, I agree with you. I think Lita versus Trish Monday Night Raw main event, historically speaking, is an amazing. Just like the fabulous Moolah versus Wendy Richter on MTV, historically this match cannot touch it. Historically,
like for what
I'm talking bell to bell. I'm talking. Look at God! They're killing each other with these forearms.
James, I think, like you said, you have to have Lita and Trish main event Raw to have this match that we're watching now. Like it is an elevation of what was seen as female wrestling.
Yeah.
Right.
Antonio is the only person alive that still wants bra and panty matches to come back.
Who?
Antonio.
Anthony, it's funny you bring up the match from '84 between Moolah and Wendy Richter. We just talked about that when we did our last recording on Kickout Crew.
Did you take my
what did you guys say? What did you guys say about it? I'm curious.
We just talked about all 3. We did 3 women's matches, and we just broke it down and talked about the history of it and stuff.
Yep. I will tell you this. Listen, I was watching back in '84 for a solid 6 weeks leading up to that match. That was the biggest match in WWE of 1984. I will maintain that Wendy Richter versus the Fabulous Moolah was the most hyped match 1984 in W.
Caught the kick right into the knee
Yep.
bar.
Oh, nice. Love it.
What number are y'all on? What track?
I am 1 hour, 36, 43, 44, 45.
Okay.
I'm at 35
3
minutes,
seconds
but
ahead.
I'm
That's
at
fine.
35.
Is it
But
me
Adam-
or late? Is it me or lately with the women's division in WWE? It's kind of got the Johnny Ace influence again because you notice Charlotte came out.
Charlotte's out.
Charlotte's been coming out like, what was it, bougie or whatever? The young kids.
I don't think we have to worry too much more about the John Laurinaitis era, to be honest with you.
We'll talk about that in main event Matt down, but I'm really excited to get
Adam.
into that.
Yeah, I just
what do you
noticed
think?
that like it's been more about looks lately than actual
Yeah.
wrestling.
I don't know.
No,
I
well-
think. I mean, I think still the pay-per-views. I mean, Bianca Belair and
I know we're not talking about. I know you're not talking about the current the stuff that's going to happen on your matinee, but hopefully I get to meet Bruce this Monday.
yep. I tell you what, looking at Bayley's really awesome sculpted abs there reminds me of Becky Lynch's transformation into
like-
what she is now.
I was
Swear to
saying,
God.
I was saying because like Asuka here, like there's nothing based on like how she is now, like her personality on TV lately.
Right.
It's more about the wrestling and what she can actually do.
Right.
And
Well,
Tony, I will.
Well, I was
Right.
just going to say real quick, going back to what you were saying, Antonio, about Charlotte, I think that's part of the heel. Like, she's beautiful. She's, dressed to the nines. Like, again, that styling and profiling that,
Yep.
I think, now I don't always watch WWE as much. So I'm just saying, like, to me, her coming out looking fabulous, makeup, hair, everything to the nines. Again, it's just that heel, like, I am the absolute total package.
I mean,
Absolutely.
for me, she don't need to do that. She don't need to. I mean, in reality, she don't need to do that to like make herself like a mega heel.
But I think that's what makes her a mega heel.
Yep.
It's part of the presentation.
Yeah,
It's what makes us hate her. What makes Michael McClanahan delusionally obsessed with her.
Look at the rings of Saturn she's getting ready to put on, or trying to.
They're pulling everything out to win this. This match got over both women so much. You loved Asuka because she was the killer, but goddamn, Bayley was the champion that went down swinging with both guns loaded.
Exactly.
Beautiful match.
Now, would this match have the same like reaction had like Asuka has her persona now and Bayley has her like ding dong hello persona right now?
Yep, I think so.
Listen, I have a ding dong hello T-shirt. I love what Bayley was doing before she got hurt. I loved it. She was the greatest babyface women's wrestler of all time. But my God, she was able to reinvent herself as a heel amazingly.
By beating someone's obsession.
I don't know if they would have a match right now if it would be as good as this one, only because of the personalities that they bring at this time.
Yeah.
Like you said, Bayley is that baby face, Asuka is the kick-ass warrior that's come in and is going to defeat the champion. I don't know, just because of what they're doing now, they would have a great match, but I don't know if they could bring this much to it.
Amy, if I find out tomorrow that WWE is coming back to the Dunkin' Donuts Center and this is the main event, I'm spending the money for the ringside seat.
Oh, well, no, I agree. I just think this is, again, all the elements that are there. It will be a great match, but it won't be the same elements. I don't know if that makes sense.
Especially if like you got especially if you got Asuka yelling or whatever, and you got Bayley just being more in character rather
They
than
make you believe here that Bayley's going to get out of this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, okay.
They
So
really
Bayley's
make you believe.
I'd rather have this in the women's division all day right now.
So in this match, Bayley's a babyface.
Yeah.
Currently,
Once
she's been playing.
Asuka gets the legs wrapped around, that's
and that's it. She's out.
She's been.
This is the Asuka I love.
The last 2.5 years. Do you see Bailey going back to a babyface soon?
I could see it, and she could make it work. I can see it.
It's hard to argue. I mean, I think Anthony's right, but at this point, she's so well established as a heel, and right now, especially after the whole Sasha thing, which, let's face it, she's out of WWE. They haven't officially announced it, but so many sources have basically confirmed it at this point. I'll eat my shoe if I'm wrong, but WWE is lacking heel women right now. They need heel Bailey back.
They need Charlotte. I hate to say it, but they need Charlotte back.
Yes, but I mean, here we go. Like you said, here's Asuka, took down Bailey, becomes the women's champion, never loses. She should been. She's just. I don't know if it's. I don't know what, but I don't feel like she was ever really given that powerhouse like persona coming into the WWE, like she should have.
Main roster,
doing something like she's doing now. If that,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't say that I wasn't a little upset that she lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania. The first ever Women's Royal Rumble winner lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania. I can't. That was a hard pill to swallow. But looking total at her entire main roster run, it's been great. It has not been terrible. She's held multiple championships. Right now, she is that bull in the ring. She is the person everyone's scared of. She's been at that at some points, but she's also done a little bit of a comedy. She's done tag teams. She's a utility player. She can do anything that they need her to.
Right. I don't want her doing comedy. Like I don't like that, especially as an Asian. The kind of comedy that she's doing, I don't like it.
It's kind of like they're promoting Asians as being like complete nut jobs, but they're not.
And I don't like that with her because she is, if you want to do that to Nakazawa, that's fine, but not her.
Yeah,
Michael Nakazawa.
Yes. What does Jim Cornette call him?
I have no idea.
Knocking the fuck off.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
you're talking about no, not Akira Tozawa. Yeah, Michael Nakamura. Yeah,
Michael Nakamura. Michael Nakazawa. That's his name.
I love this. They're still telling the story of Bailey.
Yeah, like
exactly. The arms. I love it. And then Asuka goes on to be an absolute dominant champion.
Yep.
And absolutely does not ever lose the title.
Nope.
Yeah, like they had what was it? She
retired.
She even had a great match with Dana Brooke.
She had to give it up or something like that.
Yep.
Because she was on the main roster or something like that. In 2017? 16.
I think it was either late 17 or early 18.
Because she won that in 2018 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I think it was late 17 when she debuted.
I would think
now,
so
do you
too.
think
what a story they're telling here? The stare down is amazing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And like I said, when they get to the rematch, Bailey's different. She's the aggressor. She's like, I got to flip this into the highest gear. And Bailey, I mean, she's screaming at it, just rage on her face. And it's such a great, again, it continues a story in the ring.
And look, Asuka's limping. She's not going out. I mean, she was injured too. It's again showing that it was a
battle.
And she's trying to show pride. She's trying to show pride, but she's limping.
Exactly. And if you're going into a rematch, why the hell would you do the exact same thing you did that got you beat the first time? Like, that is pivotal. So I love, again, that story of she is completely different going into that rematch because she knows what she's got to do to win.
Yeah.
So here we go. We're getting ready to go to the main event. Demon Finn Balor against Samoa Joe.
Can I just say how much I love the Demon
entrance? Oh yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Demon Finn Balor,
Woo.
A, never lost in NXT, and B, till he fought Roman Reigns, never lost in the main roster. And that bullshit with rope breaking pissed me off
that was done.
so much.
It was bad, but at least they gave him an out.
Yeah.
At least it's ridiculous. They gave the demon an out.
True.
Yeah,
And here's
because,
my thing. Here's my thing.
They completely if Roman would have beat Demon Finn Balor clean without that rope thing, Finn Balor would have been completely buried.
Right. So check this out. So Finn Balor right now just took over the lead on Judgment Day. We haven't really got like a solid reasoning, or he did the Titantron thing, but we haven't really heard a why from him yet. And I can't wait to hear that promo. But they sent Finn Balor back down to NXT a little over a year and a half ago, and that run, I believe, was better than his first run at NXT. Because of his attitude. He changed.
He asked to go back.
Yeah, he changed. He switched gears. He wasn't Finn Balor. He was the Prince.
Right.
Back. He was aggressive.
Okay.
He didn't give a shit.
Have you ever seen the clip of Finn Balor when he was Prince Devitt and Evolve coming out as the Joker?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, is that just not like you want to talk about? That's what I could actually say. That's where my fandom for Finn Balor started. Is watching him coming out and that attitude that he had,
right there.
And just what are you pointing at?
That is my autographed Schamberger of Finn Balor. That is Prince, the Prince NXT run. Finn Balor.
Yeah, I like when
I
he was
think
badass.
I wish they would have used the demon like Bruce Banner and Hulk. Like, like Finn Balor could get his ass kicked or whatever, but the demon does not lose. Like if he has to bring out the demon, then again, I would be totally fine only seeing the demon a handful of times his entire career if it was, like he got his ass kicked and so and humiliated, and so then he's like, I got to do something different.
Also,
my favorite iteration of the Demon Finn Balor was the NXT UK Takeover.
Yes. Oh God, Jack the Ripper! Jack the Ripper! What an entrance!
That was my favorite one.
WWE missed a huge opportunity with long-term storytelling with the Fiend when he debuted. His debut match was against Finn Balor. And he wiped the floor with them. They should have waited a year
exactly.
to it, and they gave them a rematch with the Demon involved. The Fiend could have won every damn match up until that point. And hell, the Fiend could have won the match against the Demon. It wouldn't have upset me that much if it was a great match. But
wait a minute,
there's Bobby Roode. But they threw away the biggest pile of money in not having that match.
Hey. Is that Frank Bruno writing back at Bobby Roode? I swear to God. Is that Frank Bruno? I swear to God, that's you, Frank Bruno.
That's his uncle. That's his uncle.
Let me finish my point. As much as I like Demon Finn Balor, as much as I love that the mystique and the big entrances, the fact that he never lost, the fact that I love all of that, if they took the second iteration of Finn Balor, the Prince in NXT, and brought him back to WWE and kept him like that, kept that aggressive attitude, kept the I don't care attitude the whole way through, I wouldn't care if he ever brought back the Demon, if he kept that the entire run. He didn't use the Demon once in NXT. You know why? He didn't need to. His personality showed through. His attitude, his aggressiveness showed through every
the second time, right?
Yes.
You're talking about the second time. Okay.
The second run as the Prince.
Anthony, that was Frank Bruno.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Phil, the one thing WWE did right was, what was it? Bray Wyatt got sick or whatever. We could have had Demon Finn Balor versus Sister Abigail. That could have buried Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
Well, we almost got that. Remember, we were supposed to get at TLC 2018, I think it was. Yeah. It was supposed to be the Demon versus Sister Abigail, but I think Roman and the Mumps. I think the Mumps went around.
Yeah, a bunch of people got sick. But do you know what we got in place of that?
AJ Styles against the Prince.
Styles. Man, when I found out that was the replacement, I was so happy. I'm like, oh my god, we got
guys. Guys, seriously, go if you we all have the Peacock. Go back to that pay-per-view. What a low-key great show that was.
It really was.
Well,
That
I'm not sure if Amy has the Peacock.
What?
By the way, because we have a fair maiden, Amy, on the thing, I said get the Peacock, not whip out the cock. I would never say whip out the cock in front of a female.
Let's track this real quick.
Yeah, here comes.
Yep.
Gives you chills.
I mean, look at all the people videotaping.
Yeah.
I mean,
Adam.
I love it.
It's a big difference with.
I've had this.
Adam's not there.
Go ahead.
Jamie.
Adam died.
Yeah.
Who is there?
I was gonna say, you notice how the NXT crowd is more concentrated on the action instead of getting themselves over.
Yeah. No, Adam, what I was gonna say was like.
With the chainsaw.
He's in Texas, baby.
Oh, I forgot.
When you're in
about
Texas,
this.
you whip out the chainsaw.
Yeah, I forgot about this.
With no chain, but I wouldn't. I don't think that's a good look either to have the chain going.
So that's why he had the chainsaw because of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes, hell yes.
You don't see that whole outfit was on
that and the Funks. Yeah, Terry Funk.
Yep.
One of the most terrifying movies ever made.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you sure was
Texas?
It's not Antonio Gone Wild?
Hey! Don't push the. What was that? Don't poke the bear because I'll take.
I
the
love
hair
that.
out.
Look at where
the belts are.
I'm sorry.
I love
Antonio.
that.
I'm sorry.
Antonio, since no women will, someone has to poke the bear.
Exactly.
By the way, my fun little Kevin Owens is not impressed thing. That came from his match with Demon Finn Balor, because Kevin Owens came out, did his whole shtick, and then Finn Balor's coming out, and he's taking like 15 hours to get to the ring. So he literally just goes, he grabs a chair and sits down and looks bored.
I love it.
Kevin
Is
Owens.
there any?
What's that?
I mean, look at this crowd. Like all of them doing the.
I wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
I mean, even from the rafters,
Yes.
everybody's doing it.
Finn Balor's got star all over him, and maybe again, we're going to gloss over. If Finn steps away, and finally things start changing and going in a different direction creatively, maybe Finn will finally get that time to really just stand on top and really show, like he did at NXT as the Prince, what he can do.
Well, and he was unfortunately, he was snake bit from the beginning when he went up, won the title, and tore his arm up, and was out.
He beat Roman Reigns to get the opportunity to go up
Exactly.
to the match.
That's a good point. Good point. Good point.
They rocket up his ass.
Oh yeah.
They're like, I remember the moment. I remember the moment they announced him as being like part of the series of matches that led to him challenging Rollins for the title. And then when Finn Balor came out, they announced him last.
Oh
and
my
like
God, I love
the
this.
crowd, like the roster, like separated.
Yeah.
As he walked down the ramp. And then I'm like, they're making a big damn deal out of him.
Hey Phil, hold on. That's the one thing I loved about this era of NXT. Like once like the big time matches, the introductions,
Yes.
and just the lights on them. That was the best part.
It really was.
I love you all, but I would pay any amount of money for Antonio Santos to spend 5 minutes in a room with Samoa Joe.
Oh, we get along great.
Yeah.
In a room or in a match?
A room, because in a match it's all worked. In a room.
Samoa Joe.
All right, let's change it. In an octagon.
Joe is gonna kill you. Joe is gonna kill you.
Will you pay for me to be in a match with FTR? Big tag team.
I would pay Amy. I would pay any amount of money to see that.
Do you need a cameraman? Because I'll be up for it.
Amy, I would ask Anthony for money to pay for that.
By the way, Amy, I will let you know I have not given up, nor will I ever give up on getting FTR on the show.
Oh, I hope so, Phil.
I I will continue to reach out. I will continue to tug on my resources. I will continue to tug on whatever I have to tug on to get FTR on the show.
All right, confession time.
Uh-oh.
Last Top Guy weekend in the bus on the way to All Out, T-Rob and I had a thumb wrestling contest for the heart of Amy. For the hand of Amy, not the heart, the hand.
I was there. I was right beside T-Rob.
And I have to admit, I lost. And I've been thinking of a way for a year to try to win her hand back. So when I found out she was coming up to Webster, Massachusetts, I said, okay, I can have her hang out at my regular house, or I can bring her to my palatial beach house.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately hired the maid service. I had them come out, clean the house, up and down, top to bottom, to make sure that she woke up to a gorgeous sunrise. Amy, tell us about the sunrise. It was gorgeous.
Beautiful. It was a beautiful.
Yes. So
yes, the whole area,
Look at
Newport, everything. It's a beautiful area.
So I may have lost the battle to T-Rob, but I feel like I've won the war. I just feel like that.
Hey, will you send your maid service over to my house for about a week? So maybe I can have a clean house for more than 5 hours.
So I'm a mess.
It will never happen.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, before we became a foster family, our house stayed relatively clean, and believe it or not, for like 2 weeks before we got our first set of foster kids, we've actually hired a maid. She wasn't a limit. She came like 3 days a week for 2 hours a day while we were at work. And she did like stuff we didn't have time to do, like full laundry and stuff for us because we were both working, me and my wife. But now it's like my wife's like, all right, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom with all the foster kids. And I'm thinking, yeah, stay-at-home mom, clean it all. No time to clean. Our house is never 100% clean, and it's just different levels of dirt.
Wait, was this the time where they were stopping the matches because of this crap right here?
They couldn't do blood. They couldn't do blood.
Yeah.
What happened? Man, I missed it.
You missed it? Yeah, he got cut open early when he
in the lockup, Finn Balor threw an elbow, which busted his eye. Now,
okay. I see.
Yeah.
Well, with Shinsuke, the ref wiped the blood off of his nose. When they were in the corner, it'd be great if he would do that. I never understood why they don't do that. I mean, I understand. It looks wild.
I mean, it kills the action. Like, you got to stop the match because blood is coming out. I know they do that in boxing, right?
They if you notice, the ref is just wearing gloves. This isn't where they stop it at this point. They had a period where they stopped it. Now to the point where they just wear gloves and they don't stop the blood.
Isn't that ref the nut job ref?
Yeah, that is a nut job ref. I can't remember his name, but
Drake. Is that Drake Wirtz?
Yes,
Drake Wirtz.
Jake Wirtz.
I mean, it's all the blood that like Finn Balor has on him, and it's Joe's blood.
Trying to clean up the blood. I know during that time it was whatever.
Yeah. See, okay, look, okay, good.
Well, this kind of, I mean, do any of you guys remember Jericho Michaels Great American Bash 2008?
Yeah.
Now, everything that happened was a result of that match. It got that match got so bloody, so barbaric towards the end. That was the reason why.
It was a non-sanctioned match.
No, that was a regular one-on-one match. The unsanctioned match happened at Unforgiven 2008.
Oh yeah.
Are they trying to seal it up? What are they doing?
Yeah,
Joe looks so pissed. He's just.
Oh yeah, he's doing his hell. You can tell. This is bullshit.
Yeah, because it's bullshit right here. Like, you're doing all this right now. It's not. It's killing the vibe.
Joe,
right.
I mean, Joe competed in Ring of Honor early on in his career, and had tremendous matches with Punk.
God Almighty, did he ever? Samoa Joe and CM Punk saved Ring of Honor.
Yep.
Saved it. Flat out saved it.
I can't argue with that.
And then,
Phil, you better not argue with that, or else I am going to seriously go all out on that ass ears.
Come on. You said earlier you were going to do it. Take it on, big boy. What do you got for me?
Well, I can't remember.
Oh my
What do you
god.
got?
You. I was going to, but I'll save it for the next one. I got to think about it because you went on that whole rant. You went on that whole rant about how you took your wife's last name, thinking you could be the greatest husband of all time. But the fact of the matter is, you are not the greatest husband of all time. I am the greatest husband of all time, of which Amy Vaughn is a witness to my great husbandry. Phil Jackson, you are bald. You are not me. No man on planet Earth will ever be Anthony fucking Pires. You can sit there. Keep your mouth shut. And I see the fact of the matter is, if you turn your head right, you turn your head left, I can see that you're trying to grow your hair like this beautiful mane, but you will never do so. You can't do so. You want to do so. You need to do so, but you will never be Anthony frickin' Pires. So you can sit there with that. No, you keep your mouth shut. You sit there. Hold on. Let me light this bad boy up. Hold on.
We'll wait. Don't worry.
You better sit there and wait. When I tell you to sit there and wait while I light my Marlboro Light Special Blend, you sit there and wait, and don't you dare for 1 second think you can come out there and try to out-father me, out-husband me, out-nephew me, out-son me. I am your master. I am your commander. I am the ruler of the world. If you even come at me, I will go Sid Vicious with Arn Anderson scissors on your ass.
Oh my god.
So,
and that's all I gotta say. Phil, the floor is yours.
So basically, what happened today, ladies and gentlemen, is he gets regular testosterone injections because he's such a pussy that he has to go to the doctor and get injections to get himself fired up like this. And the overdose today. So please forgive Anthony Pires.
All right.
Overdose rant.
If Brandy Wagner were in the room right now, she would sit there and say, Phil, as usual, you are full of shit. Because I sat next to this man at a regular season Patriots game. We were kicking the shit out of the Tennessee Titans, 55 to absolute nothing. And he was as jacked up in the fourth quarter as he was in the first. Go Pats!
Again, you were at a Patriots game, also proves you're a pussy. Get off the testosterone, man. You're old. It's over with. You're past your prime. Just get it over with, man.
Dude, at my age, I'm 30 years past my prime, but I still got more, baby. Woo!
Speaking of somebody in their prime, I mean, how you doing? I mean, you know.
Oh, I know.
Hey, Adam. So what do you think of? I know I've been holding on this like a half hour. Adam, what do you think of Anthony saying that you were just in the car, you don't get a steak dinner?
Because I was just in the car. I was riding. You were the one running red lights and almost hitting people.
Yeah. Adam, I'm not buying you shit. I love you, but I'm not buying shit.
What's your steak dinner? You can buy his steak dinner. There's no steak dinner on the kids' menu anyway. So I don't know how you're going to get the steak dinner anyway.
You say, Anthony, you say you're better at me than everything. And you're the better husband, the better father, the better everything.
Yes.
Why would the better everything wander around like a nut job, drunk, during the marathon, trying to get a pack of cigarettes for like 3 fucking hours, lost through the city, having no idea where the hell he is?
Listen.
You clearly can't hold your liquor. You clearly get too many testosterone injections. You're clearly way past your prime. You're living out your old. You're trying to relive past glory, and it's never going to happen for you. Take the win.
I never had glory. God damn it.
Sit down in your rocking chair. Tell stories to your grandkids. And
I can't have kids. I can't have grandkids. My sons can't get laid.
Oh, that's.
Oh my god!
You're definitely not a better. If your kids can't get laid, you're not teaching them right.
By the way, my wife just walked out and asked me if I was okay.
Tell Shannon I'm doing my best.
Anthony, are you more of a Patriots fan or a Yankees fan?
He's a
I'll be honest with you.
Bills fan. He's a Bills fan.
it's going to sound weird. It's fuck you, yeah, fuck you, Antonio. My love is baseball. My true love is baseball. But because I've had season tickets 30 years, I have put the financial, I've put the emotion, I've traveled out to a Super Bowl. Great, I've been to a couple of World Series games too. But I will have to say my love is the Patriots. But my passion of sports is actually baseball.
Okay.
Baseball is the only
Anthony-
sport that I can get into. And I can't watch it on television unless it's like World Series or playoffs. The only time I like baseball is in person.
Yeah,
No,
Anthony, what's your shirt
Anthony,
size
did,
and jersey size?
Extra large.
Bullshit.
I'm only an extra large, baby. I used to be 3XL. But now I'm only an XL.
I'm a 2X.
Yeah, you fat
Bullshit, you're 4X.
Oh, you want to see? Here you go.
So I got two things to say.
Let's let Amy bring us back to reality.
Hey, Anthony, shut your mouth. Ladies are speaking.
I was just going to say two things. Phil, how come you don't still have a housekeeper or have someone come in?
Because my wife doesn't work anymore, so her income kind of lessened. So what we had to do, and I won't get into the financials too much about it.
Yeah, don't.
So we get paid, the state pays us to foster, but we don't make money fostering. The amount of money we get per child is enough to raise that child.
Sure.
So when my wife has always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. She was a legal assistant before that. So in order for her to be a stay-at-home mom, we had to cut our debts. We paid off our cars, both of them. We got rid of most of our credit cards, got rid of as many possible payments as we could. So eliminating all of those payments, plus what we get from the state, it doesn't quite equal what we were doing before. We did take an income hit.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the fact that she's here, and we have 7 kids, with the kids and her together, they should be able to do housework and all that stuff. But there's really not a point at this point in having an actual maid to come in our house a couple times. Would my wife like it? Yes. But can we use our money elsewhere? Yes.
It's like brushing your teeth and eating Oreos.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I totally get
Phil,
that.
I know, Phil. I mean, why don't you hire your old maid back, Frank Bruno?
He's not my maid. He's my bitch.
Oh, wow.
Well, I had 2 things. I didn't get to say my second thing.
Good.
Because I'm sitting here reading the scroll.
Well,
here we go. Have a suggestion for something you want to see on your show?
Yep.
I do have something.
Let's hear it.
I would love to see
FTR.
Brock Anderson on here.
Wow.
Watching an old Arn and Tully match.
God bless. Great idea.
And I would like to be given credit, and I want to be on there with him.
Well,
yes, Phil, please do.
I'm on it. And you still have the get on the show free card anytime you want to use it. And I know you're saving it for someone special.
Well, I will tell you this, though. Frank told me that no matter what, if FTR comes on, I get to be on.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, if you ever want...
Any chance we get to see Amy's girls, I'm for it.
What? What?
Amy.
And you know what's so great? My son just walked in the room.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, true story.
Amy, do you want me to bring?
That's my cue to leave.
Amy, do you want me to bring a steel chair to Top Guy Weekend so you can hit Antonio in the face with it?
No,
do it. Yes. I'm gonna punch Antonio in the face. I'm gonna punch him in the face. I love you, Antonio, but I'm punching your ass in the face.
No, I got so much hair, it'll bounce off.
Really? Hold on.
Real quick, look at the look of Joe's face, guys. He's got a mouthful buster.
Oh yeah.
Joe's beside himself.
Look
at him. He's shocked, but he's also pissed. How dare you kick out of my move?
Exactly.
Well, maybe if you ever want Mr. Briscoe, maybe let me know.
Absolutely. I loved when we had Briscoe on the marathon. Again, thank you for that. But the Brock Anderson, I will absolutely start working on that for you. I would love that Brock Anderson on here just for the sole fact that he's Brock Anderson. But yeah, I'll tell him very specifically when I trying to contact him that Amy Vaughn, ... I'll start with you. I will name drop Amy Vaughn.
Yeah. Oh, yes. He does know my name, so.
Well, I'm sure.
Because you're his Amy.
Pretty much, it's.
I'm
pretty
Orange
much-
Amy, and I
Amy,
think that would
Amy,
be, but it would be cool. And I even asked about, I think it would be cool as a son. I mean, he doesn't necessarily have. I mean, his favorite wrestler doesn't necessarily have to be his dad. It'd be interesting to know who his favorite wrestler is.
Absolutely.
And getting into the business. I mean, he's quite young.
I mean,
you know, like
he's my age. He's
Yep.
my age.
yeah. So his dad would have. I mean, not his dad might have. He may never actually watched his dad wrestle live, prime. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if he's your age, who was born in '97, I mean, Arn
Yep.
wasn't really wrestling. You know, like.
Arn had just finished his career up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like with Tully, Brainbusters, even the Dangerous Alliance. Like, you know, like it would be really. I think it would be really cool. I mean, even Brian Pillman Jr. Again, that bringing them on to see.
Phil, write
What
that down
did they
too. Brian
watch?
Pillman Jr.
You know what kind of and
And
to talk about them, because I know, as you can imagine, if you are the son of second generation getting into the business, there's probably a lot of comparisons to your dad, and they're different. They're their own person. So
James just yawned. James, is it past your bedtime? You just yawned. I saw you.
Yeah, go to bed.
Is it way past your bedtime?
Go to bed.
Sorry.
no, it's not. Bite me. No.
Do you need a bottle? Do you need somebody to read your story? You okay?
When did Arn retired in August of '97? Correct.
Yes.
Give or take, yeah.
I can't believe it's
Brock's birthday is February 28th, 1997. So
Wow.
literally
Yeah. So he was
7 months. 7 months when his dad retired.
right.
James
I mean,
told
with
me
the
while ago
occasional
before-
spine buster run in or whatever. But like I said, I think it would be interesting at this stage to know who they emulate. What are they looking at? And, he obviously wants to make a go at it. Same thing with Brian Pillman Jr.
It'll be awesome to have both of them on there.
With how Brock moves in the ring, I almost want to say it'd be Eddie Guerrero or Kurt Angle. I almost want to say that.
Yeah,
So-
because he's thinner. I mean, I think I told Anthony or Frank, like, when I was talking to Arn, he asked me if I was coming to StarCast, and I kind of like, yes, I'm coming. And Arn still works out. He is a stout. And I gave him a hug. Y'all saw that picture, right? Where I gave him a big hug.
yeah.
Yeah.
What you guys didn't see was security pulling her off of him.
Yeah, because
No,
I saw
Arn was
Andy
like,
going
leave
for a
her
read.
alone. She's with me. He was
do I
saying
need to
that
bring-
about me.
Does someone need to bring handcuffs to Top Guy Weekend?
No.
Or
Now,
Amy?
For me.
So-
So she doesn't bum rush the stage when FTR comes back out again.
No,
I did very well. I don't need to. I don't need to bum rush the stage.
So,
She winked right there, like, "Oh, it's happening. I'm just not going to announce it ahead of time." She just said, "Oh, I don't need to bum rush the stage." Yeah.
so we just
Love you, Amy.
Takeover Dallas 2016 is at a close here. I'd like to go around and get final thoughts and head out so I can get some dinner. Hot Bama Sweet Buns, what do you think of NXT Takeover Dallas 2016?
Oh, it's just like every other NXT takeover. They all outdo themselves every year. It's just better until 2.0, and then they quit doing takeover.
Yeah, 2.0.
But it's nothing like the black and gold brand. But just bottom line, anything with Finn Balor back in NXT days, I'm 100% behind it.
El Franco Grande, sir, what did you think of NXT 2016?
I love every takeover during this time was my favorite. It got better, like what Adam said, it got better and whatever. I mean, the thing with the blood at the main event kind of killed the main event vibe for me. But like I said, like every NXT takeover I watch until this 2.0 or what 2.0 Rainbow Bullcrap, it was good.
Rhode Island's sexiest bald man. What are your thoughts, sir?
You are never going to find a bad takeover. However, there are about 4 or 5 that will never be forgotten, and this is one of them.
Absolutely agree, 100%. Mr. Sorensen, sir.
I want to say lady first, but okay. This actually was my first takeover watching a takeover. First time watching a takeover.
Really?
So, unfortunately, I never got into the black and gold brand. For a long time, I was just the mainstream type of wrestling fan. But
nothing wrong with that.
Looking back at this, stellar card, top to bottom, like Anthony said. And I have to disagree with Antonio. With the blood at the end of the main event, I kind of got the Austin Bret Hart vibe match from WrestleMania 13.
Yeah, but I don't think
they didn't stop the match for blood.
Yeah, they didn't stop it.
I mean, I feel like it added to it, maybe just a little more.
It added to the danger.
Well, and because obviously it was unscripted, and so it gave it more. I don't want to say more realistic, but he didn't blade himself, at that moment, and it kind of gave again that a little bit maybe more of a more fight feel. But you can definitely see, like Antonio saying, when you have to stop, which they have to because his blood is everywhere. It can kind of kill that mood that they were, trying to create. But then there's also a little bit of, he's really cut, and they really are fighting for the title, and it's that prestigious that he came out with his best shot at in the beginning, and cut him.
So yeah, I guess that'll lead us to you, Amy. You brought this show to us today, which I'm eternally grateful for you because I don't get to watch enough NXT takeovers. What are your thoughts, man?
Well, you're welcome. So I'll start with that. Actually, you should thank the Revival because number one, when you asked me to come on and what did I want to watch, that is this era. Again, NXT is era. NXT at this time is what I remember as a child in the 80s watching the matches. There were, like we said, 5 matches. They were super important. They had a build up. They were, they had video packages to kind of help us, get to where we needed to be to watch these people and to feel and to pick a side and what, who are we cheering on? The time, it was 2 hours and 15 minutes. Did not feel like it.
Nope.
And it was every match went just as long as it needed to. And there wasn't a bunch of, run-ins or just, gaga or whatever going on. It only got better as it went on. We did not see every title change, but we could have. Like everybody that were in the matches were absolute title contenders. There was nobody there that we were like, they ain't got a chance in hell. This is just to have this match. They're not taking the belt off Roman Reigns or whatever. Like there was no thought that American Alpha couldn't win, that Asuka couldn't win, or that Bayley could retain or spin back. You did not know going in who were going to win these championships. And I just made me again going this time period and this talent that NXT had, the black and gold, was an error in itself of great wrestling. And what they were doing down there with the people that they had is what I loved and love about wrestling. And I got to see that when I went to Webster, the little, going to the quaint, I think someone I think Sports Illustrated called it like the quaint
Yeah.
town of Webster. And, you know, again, that venue there, those people, I mean, again, you were surrounded by hardcore fans. There were no casual fans there. You know, they knew who everybody was. The characters told stories. You know, we were all there for the main event, but we got to see some interesting wrestling and the fans too. So I do thank you for inviting me on. I do enjoy getting to see you all. I don't get to see you all enough, but like you
Especially
said,
me, right? Especially me, right?
No. Especially
we
me.
definitely get a Top Guy weekend coming up, and that's just going to be,
No,
you know,
Amy's my-
I can only
Amy's my milf.
imagine, huh?
Amy's my MILF, so
Wow.
I can only imagine what is in store for us at Top Guy weekend. You know, being able to see, it's almost like going to your high school reunion in a weird way. Like you all get to come together and you talk about even though we talk to each other, whether it's Twitter or group chats or whatever, or even podcasts, you know, you get to see everybody and hang out. Like you said, everybody go to the bar and just, hang out.
This is gonna be my first time meeting everybody in person.
Exactly. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people that didn't get to come the first time for whatever reason. That it's going to be the first time everybody gets to meet, and it's almost like that's unreal that we've never met Antonio in person. You know,
and you're going to regret it.
And we do have one. We actually have one confirmed show that we're going to see, the Wrestling Showcase. I kind of want to know what everybody's take on that.
I think it's great because I mean, there's going to be a ring at Top Guy weekend.
Yep.
And so will we get to run the robes?
That'd be awesome.
I hope to God nobody. Yeah. I want Adam, Hot Bama Sweet Bones, needs to come off the top rope.
This is going to give me another opportunity.
Record Adam and,
I just hope it doesn't take away from the festivities. I really hope it doesn't take away from the stage shows and the run-ins at Top Guy Weekend.
For me, the Wrestling Showcase is going to be another opportunity to try to get Killer Cross on the show. Because Lord knows I keep trying.
I know. I want to meet Killer Cross like bad.
So, Amy, I don't think I could have said anything better than you just put NXT Takeover 2016 Dallas. So I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here. So for James Sorensen, Funko Grande, Hot Bama Sweet Buns, Father Time, and Top Gal Amy.
Oh my God!
This has been Top Guy Theater.
Did you call me Top Guy? Did you call me Father Time?
We are tapped out. Good night.
Yes, it did.
14 WrestleManias.
A leg drop, an elbow smash, a body slam.
Are you ready to fight? Who will survive?
Top Guys.